Hello, Victory Village. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Are we good on the mic? We're good. Awesome. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is September 28th, 2021 on a Tuesday. Let's get this camera popping. Hello, hello. How are y'all? Were y'all waiting on me? Y'all were waiting on me. I appreciate. Thank you so much. Don't mind me and all the stuff that's going on. I was in the middle of actually getting myself together. I was gonna get all primped up and all this kind of stuff. Honey, my phone started going off. Ding a ding ding ding. And like I'm like, what? Hey Ayana. Thank you so much. Welcome to the village. Hey Sugar. I appreciate y'all being here. Come on in. Meet each other. Listen, I don't know what's up with my lighting. I think it's that big lamp up above me or whatever, but just don't pay attention to it. It makes me look ashy. I'm ashy looking. I'm ashy, but it's all right. It's gonna be all right. I didn't have time to set up like I wanted to, cause y'all just don't even know. Hey, Jordan Boo. Hey, Honey Bunch. What you doing? I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays, sir. Yes, come on in. Grab yourself a seat. um, People have been talking about R. Kelly and Kelly Price for the last 2 or 3 days, all day today. But I was wondering why everybody's story was contradicting each other. It didn't really make sense. So I started doing some snooping because y'all know me. I'm inch high, private eye. I said I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Hello, official. What's up? I'm gonna get to the bottom of these things today because something ain't right. So let me see. I'm gonna play a little bit of this because I got to get past this commercial before I show it to you guys. But I feel like, let me see. I don't want you guys to suffer through the entire video, but this is pretty long. Let me share my screen. I like to jump right into it. Your title, reading my Woo child. It is some smoke in the city. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told you yesterday and the day before. This is not over, and this chick is fixing to get caught up in her stuff. Okay, she fit. It's somewhere. Y'all said it too. It's a lie somewhere. There's lies being told. So let you guys listen to this. This is an insert from Hollywood Unlocked. Now, it is going to contradict what we think we know about Kelly Price's current situation. Okay? All right, let's get into it.
Over the weekend after she was released from a hospital due to COVID complications that were revealed 2 months before her disappearance. Now, after speculations from her attorney and then her sister, Kelly appeared on TMZ to share details about what exactly happened.
I was never missing. I was never missing. I was in my home. I was being seen by doctors. First and foremost, with two people in the house with COVID, we both had COVID. There was no visiting. There was no visiting the house. We both had active COVID cases. Everyone in my family knew exactly where I was.
Now, after she was discharged, it was actually her boyfriend who reported her missing.
But did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what she just said? Hold up, let me back so y'all can hear that one more again. Let me make sure y'all heard this.
Cases. Everyone in my family knew exactly where I was.
Now, after she was discharged, it was actually her boyfriend who reported her missing after
It was actually her boyfriend that reported her missing. Did you hear Hollywood Unlocked? Unlock the lie? Did y'all hear that? Exactly, Ayana, husband or boyfriend. And exactly, official. Why would you wait this long? Why wouldn't you get in contact with your family? I mean, I just got to hear her say it one more time, y'all, because I, it was misleading. Her lawyer said her family did this.
Now, after she was discharged, it was her boyfriend who reported her missing after a welfare check to her home. However, it was also reported that Price's boyfriend is preventing her family and friends from visiting her home in the first place.
What? Are y'all? Let me check the chat. Are y'all hearing what I'm hearing? I heard. I heard it. Her BF reported her missing. You heard it. I mean, I mean, all day we was lied to for like 24 hours. We was lied to for like 24. Let me go back to this video. I just
Who reported her missing after a welfare check to her home. However, it was also reported that Price's boyfriend is preventing her family and friends from visiting her home in the first place. After reports started to swirl that Price could be missing, Kelly's sister hopped on an interview, sharing that she had not heard from her sister in well over a month, saying she just wants to make sure she's okay.
My sister, I don't know. Just please, Kelly, if you okay. I mean, please just show up. Go to the cops, do something. But we have to see you physically.
Now, following that interview, her attorney actually hopped on social media to dispute the claims, saying that she had actually spoken to Kelly and that she was in the process of healing. As of now, there has been no word as to why she was reported missing or if she's spoken to her family, but as the story develops, we will continue to keep you up to date. Closing out some of today's top trending stories.
Child, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay? That is a lot. I feel hoodwinked. I feel bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? I'm disappointed. Ayana says that her sister was super scared. I believe her and Nikki Gilbert. They were frantic because remember, per the information we got from Larry Reid Live, the sister said we may not talk voice to voice, but we text. And if that is the only form of communication that you have, with your family, you're going to respond back unless there's a reason you can't. Now, the reporter just said the boyfriend reportedly has been keeping Kelly away from the family. This includes children? Who is this man? So it was never her sister who have spoken to for years. No. No. Lie number one. Lie number two. Kelly and her BF had a secret wedding. Got married in 2020. We saw the receipts for that. A big mess boyfriend or husband. I don't know at this point. I don't know. I really don't know. And it's gonna get a little more confusing when we dive into this story. Hey Simone, welcome to the village. Thank you for coming. Brat made it all look worse to me. Honey, Brat ain't the only one reporting some things. Maybe the BF her husband was planning on killing her, so he made up the story about her missing. I mean, honestly, I just knew Kelly Price was going to be on that list of, our African American, black soul sisters, that don't make it. You know what I'm saying? Black Lives Matter is still in full effect, but you out here playing with people like, you can't be found. Why did the BF block Kelly's kids from the house? No idea. None. No idea. Allegedly. But when the press, when they speak or whatever, that they've got some news. They've got some news, and 9 times out of 10 is the right news. So here from Hollywood Unlocked, and I'm going to leave this up just in case we need to go back to the footage. There have been a few lies told, okay? Now I'm going to take you over to the Sun. Let me share your screen here. And this is who is Kelly Price's fiance. So now we're dealing with a fiance, says the Sun. The U.S. Sun is calling this man fiance. I know that's right, official. I know. Envy. All the icons are leaving. Check this out, though. The mystery man. Who is Kelly Price's fiance? Now, remember, Kelly said in the video to TMZ that was her husband. This news broke. They started in September 24th, 2021, and it was updated at 2209 by Jennifer Roback. Just in case you want to look this up, I'll leave it in the description box. Kelly Price was in a 24-year relationship with her former manager, Jeffrey Roll, before the two decided to part ways in 2016. Following the divorce, Price got engaged years later, but has been keeping it a secret. She's been keeping it on the down low. So, who is Kelly Price's fiance? Well, Price has been open about her engagement, but has stated before that she wants to keep his identity a secret for the time being. Of course, somebody bursted her bubble yesterday when we were live on Twitter and showed pictures of him and who he used to be with, apparently. Okay, in an interview with Madame Muir back in March of 2021, Price talked about her relationship and explained the reason behind her decision. So, listen, if you are having interviews with magazines and people in the press, you're already married because your marriage certificate says 2020. Here, you're telling these people that it's just your fiance. So she says in March of this year, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually engaged right now. There it is. I'm actually engaged right now. So what she told the media outlet. I haven't said anything much publicly yet, but I've been with someone for about 2 years now. I intentionally kept it quiet because I told myself when it comes time to let the world know, I'll let the world know exactly who that individual is. Those are Kelly's words. She continued on by saying, now, I do know better. If for some reason it doesn't work, I won't ever force myself to stay in a situation that's not working. But I am taking my time and vetting everything and not just the individual, because when you meet a person, you like them and you're feeling them, and you have to decide whether you love them enough to deal with their family. Her words, not mine. She goes on to say, and they love you enough to deal with yours. What other family members think may not control what happens in your house, but it will have some level of effect because you're literally taking two backgrounds. You're meshing them and trying to become one in everything. That just is not something, ladies and gentlemen, that's not something that an average person would say in an interview. Why did you even go here? Because you know how people are. You're going to lean to one side and say, well, who's not happy? Is it his family or is it her family? Now that we know he's possibly allegedly keeping Kelly away from the family, in this interview right here from the Sun, it kind of gives us some light because they didn't ask for this information. There was no question. She volunteered this information, just like she volunteered the information to TMZ yesterday. So she went on to say that despite hiding his identity, the unnamed guy has made her very happy and she is very in love. While a wedding date has not been set, she also told the media outlet that she plans on keeping it very small and intimate, adding that she wants it someplace tropical. Her words, y'all heard it. You can't make this stuff up. Thank you, Ayana. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for the super chat. You can't make this stuff up. These are her words. That is a good point you make. What if he forced, you know, look, maybe he's blackmailing the woman. I don't know at this point. I wish I knew, but I don't know. Official says that Kelly is a God-fearing woman. Why is she lying so much during a pandemic when the truth is all on the internet? I don't know. But a lot of you guys said yesterday that you just didn't feel like this was the real Kelly and something was up. They only been married recently. They got married last year according to the marriage certificate. But now she's telling the son this year that he's just a fiance, despite the marriage certificate from 2020. So are you married? Did you get a divorce? Did you get annulled? Is the marriage certificate a lie? I mean, say something because this is confusing. Hollywood thinks that he's a boyfriend. The son thinks that he's a fiance. But the courthouse says that's your husband. All right, Ayana says that, hey, his kids, the kids don't like him. I got a feeling all of this is regarding this individual, yeah, 19. Just stop blaming it on being sick. I don't believe that. Not, this right here is getting to the point where it's beyond, blank 19. That this has nothing to do with, she was sick and she almost passed away and she came back to life and 2 days later she didn't know what year it was and all this kind of stuff. This is like way beyond. You're lying about your life to your fans and possibly your family. And I'm sure your family has more insight on this because, y'all are family. And I would hope that you communicate with your family and at least, let's say that your children and your sister have met this man already that you've been engaged to for 2 years. Okay. Hi, Simone. This is all too much. I knew it was more, it just wasn't adding up. Exactly. All right. Official says on CNN, they said that Kelly got married during COVID, which, okay. Same day that she left the hospital. So the day that she left the hospital is the day they got married, but she's telling the son that they're not married. It's just a fiance. But remember now, she got married in 2020 according to the marriage certificate. So those dates don't add up at all. He was already a husband. And remember, yesterday she told TMZ, right? My husband took care of me. My husband ended up getting the virus. And so now you have two people that are sick in the house. That's what she said now. We wouldn't know anything unless she said it. Nothing is adding up. The truth will eventually come out. Sounds like she wasn't sure about him. Sounds like it sounds like she's not sure about anything. Thank you, Paris. Not. I mean, this is a lot. Hey, Wanda. Y'all give a shout out my sisters in the building, Miss Wanda Whitley. She's got a YouTube channel. Y'all need to check her out. She's super funny and super sweet. Official. Kelly's fiance has a jail background from his other woman. Yes, he does. He does. We talked a little bit about that domestic violence and stalking, keeping her away, knowing that her family doesn't like him. I'm thinking that she's in a very controlling relationship, and I mean, there's no way out. Kelly has always lied when it came to men. That's crazy, though. Why? It's either a lie or she divorced him. Right. Divorce, annulled, something. Something is just not right. And Ayana's time will tell. It most certainly will. Um, Going back to the article, was Kelly Price missing? Was she? Well, just a few months after engagement, announcing her engagement, Price was reported missing. All right. Plot twist. It's right here in black and white. Just a few months after announcing her engagement, you guys, Price was reported missing following a welfare check that we now know was done by her boyfriend, fiance, husband. conducted at her Georgia home. This was done when? September 18th, 2021. What's today's date? September 28th. Do you see the dates adding up from the story she gave us yesterday? Following a welfare check conducted at her Georgia home on September 18th, 2021. Lie number 4. So, what you said to TMZ yesterday about the dates and everything lining up, from you were sick a week and then you had to go to the hospital, and then but you some kind of way you got your husband, fiance, boyfriend sick, right? And then so you had to go. yeah, yeah, both of y'all had to end up, because y'all end up in the house together, and then you got sick real bad, and then he had to call 911, but then come to find out that he was already sick. Meanwhile, you've already announced your engagement to the U.S. Sun, but you didn't, there was no welfare check back then when you said it was. The welfare check was September 8th. Whew. Girl, this woman will make your weave just ball up in a knot and clutch your pearls. What is the purpose of lying about that? I mean, that was so unnecessary. I mean, you're somewhat of a celebrity. People are going to dig and they're going to find this stuff out. It didn't take long for me to find it out. It took me about 30 minutes. I trust the Sun. The Sun never lies. They know everything. They know everything. They're worse than TMZ. They know everything. This woman, this information says just a few months after announcing her engagement, Price was reported missing following a welfare check conducted at her Georgia home on September 18th, 2021. Authorities told TMZ that they found no evidence of foul play, but spoke with Kelly's boyfriend at the house. Now, if Kelly's boyfriend was on the house with the police, who was inside the house with Kelly? Because didn't Kelly say he was inside the house? Or am I tripping? Do we need to go back to the video? Because I swear I heard yesterday she told TMZ a totally different situation. She said the husband, boyfriend, fiance was in the house with her. But here the police says authorities told TMZ that they found no evidence of foul play and spoke with Kelly's boyfriend at the house. Of course, they couldn't get in, but they were at the house, which means the man, the boyfriend, husband, fiance, was outside with authorities. Price went missing after being released from the hospital following a battle with COVID. So here we go again. Is this lie number 5 or lie number 6? Price was missing after being released from the hospital. Didn't she say last night, yesterday? Did she not say that her family knew good and well where she was at, but they didn't? They thought she was at home. But did this woman say, did she or did she not say yesterday that this 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 thing that they did with the welfare check was after, because she couldn't get any rest? Remember, people were ringing the doorbell and calling on the phone and all this, and hey, I couldn't get any rest, so I had to leave Georgia. Price went missing after being released from the hospital, not before, after, following a battle with 19. The singer told her fans on July 29th that she tested positive and was struggling with the symptoms. A week later, she was hospitalized, which is what we saw on Instagram, because she actually did a video on Instagram. Price's family told TMZ that they were in touch with her while she was in the hospital, but had not heard from her since she was released. So they didn't have any information and they didn't know if she was dead or alive. Hours after she was reported missing, Cobb County officials told the Sun that they were later notified that Kelly had returned, which omits the video for TMZ. She is with family, but the investigation remains ongoing, so I cannot provide further details at this time. The major said, I think they meant mayor. The major said, I don't know. Her daughter also confirmed that Price was not missing, according to CBS 46. Thought you said yesterday that your daughter had been manipulated. You said that your daughter was manipulated into thinking you were missing. The Sun says her daughter also confirmed that Price was not missing, according to CBS 46. So, me, I feel lied to. I feel lied to. This is crazy. But I told y'all it was going to come out. I told y'all this was going to come out. Now, I found something out, you guys, that I didn't know. I don't know if you guys knew, but let me share this screen because I didn't know this. Okay. Let me see, which one is it? We did the fiance. Who's Kelly Price's children? Now, there's something in this report that I didn't know. For real. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but let's just backtrack a bit because everybody was wondering, who are her kids? Where are they? This, that, and the third. So Kelly Price is known as an American R&B gospel singer songwriter. When she is not in the studio, Kelly can be found spending time with her two children, which obviously we know is not true because if that was the case, they would know where you are. But anyway, who are Kelly Price's children? Okay, Kelly was married to Jeffrey Roll from 1992 up until 2016, and during that, two children together. Those children include Jeff Roll Jr. and Jania Roll. But hear me out now. Hear me out. On August 10th, 1992, Kelly and Jeffrey welcomed their son, Jeff Roll Jr., who is known as an American theater and television actor. Jeff started his career in 2015 after starring in the TV movie Double Play. Over the years, he had most famously been associated with his roles in Run, Involved, and some other stuff. So Jania, 2 years after the birth of their son, the former couple welcomed their first daughter, Jania, on January 28th, 1994. Despite growing up with a high-profile mom, Jania, who is 27, has managed to stay out of the spotlight. So Jania is 27, which would make Jeff Jr. 29. But now, let me find this piece of information because I want to make sure I'm reading this right. So now that we know where the children are, who the children are, what was going on, who is Kelly Price's ex husband? Kelly and her husband Jeffrey have known each other since the singer was 13 years old. Okay. So Kelly, who was 19 at the time, was 7 months pregnant with her son when they got married. See, I heard a whole different story when she was on the R&B Divas. Do you guys remember her bragging about she did it the right way? I wish I could find y'all the episode. She said she did it the right way. Yes. Yes, Paris. Yes. But now here, this thing says that Kelly, who was 19 at the time, was 7 months pregnant with her son when they got married. So now I don't know, y'all probably knew that, but I didn't know because on R&B Divas, it was a totally different situation. That's not what she said. But while not much information is available on Jeff, he was Kelly's manager prior to their divorce. I kind of felt like I knew that from from the show R&B Divas because he was always in her music business and coaching her. So I that was easy to see. That was easy to see. So following their divorce announcement, Kelly revealed that it came after the untimely death of her sister. So this is where her losses add up. her sister passed away. At the time, Kelly said, after the untimely death of my sister last year, it weighed on me heavily that this was something we needed to do. So I ultimately made the decision to live the best life I can. I ended things because I didn't want to compromise what true happiness was anymore. All right. While not much is known about what Jeffrey did after the divorce, Kelly got engaged again a few years later, but has kept the identity of her new fiance a secret. What happened to Kelly Price's sister? Well, Kelly's sister tragically passed away in 2014, but the cause of death remains unclear. While not much information is available surrounding her going to glory, Kelly has said over the years that her untimely death caused her to suffer from depression. So this leads to the mental state. You guys were asking, what kind of mental state was she in? I'm gathering that Kelly does not deal with death really well. Her sister, passed away. The grandmother passed away. It was just loss after loss after loss. So, and if she actually got married a week after they buried her mother, she could not have been in a clear state of mind. That is the perfect opportunity for someone to take advantage of you when your guard is down and you're vulnerable. So, yeah, did not know about the kid. Didn't know that shocked me. Kelly Price's ex-husband. She was 19 and 7 months pregnant when they got married. That just threw me for a loop because I remember distinctly hearing her say that, well, she wasn't a whore and something else, and she did it the right way. Why keep him a secret? Heck if I know. She says she doesn't want anybody knowing, blase blase, but she doesn't give reasons why. And this is why we're all confused, Simone, because this is what she does. She gives out information, but she never says why she does something. It's a little bit of Kelly Price entitlement, if you ask me, because I'm like, eh, you know, if you're engaged, just say you're engaged. If you're married, just say you're married. The whole time in the Sun interview, she kept calling this man a fiance. But over here on YouTube, he's a boyfriend. But yesterday, she told TMZ he was a husband. So somebody is lying somewhere, and I don't understand why this is such a huge thing to lie about. I don't get it. Simone said, but the husband was with her. Make it make sense. No, he wasn't. The husband was outside with the police. I just told you the husband, boyfriend, fiance was outside with the cops doing a welfare check. Didn't nobody answer the door? Nobody would answer the phone. So he said, we got to put out a missing persons report. Now, didn't she threaten her family with that attorney yesterday, you guys? Did she not? She threatened them. Go back and look at the footage with the lawyer because she told the lawyer, well, they did this. My sister did this. Now, the attorney was under suspicion that the police did this after they couldn't contact the person out. And it's not just Kelly Price, it's anybody. It's protocol. You know what I'm saying? If somebody does a welfare check on you and you give the police pinpoints of where you might be and the phone number and everything, and they can't find you anywhere, that warrants them to assume you're missing. But now we know that the boyfriend was the one that initiated the whole thing, the welfare check, the missing persons report. But you said in TMZ interview that you and the man were in the house with the virus. I mean, it's when is it gonna stop? Just stop. Just stop and tell the truth. Just stop. Because this is so dumb. I mean, it really is. It's really dumb. If you engaged the ring, a real woman wouldn't hide that. Why would you hide the person you're in love with? Y'all just hopping and skipping and diving and just falling over backwards in love. I mean, what's wrong with that? Why you want nobody? Why do I mean, I'm sure her family knew this guy. If you've been together for 2 years, I'm almost certain that these people have met some in-laws and whatnot. I'm just saying. The fiance, boyfriend, husband had to have been seen by the kids and the sister at least. But they've been together for 2 years, so the majority of the family probably. I'm sure she brought them around or something. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, because you can't hide a person for 2 years. That's magic. That's sorcery. You can't do that. Ayana says that Kelly does not spend she doesn't spend life well either. Hate to say, but she spent more time involved with her family than the other way around. Which, yeah, it's like, and it seems to me like Kelly Price is the one that may be holding a grudge or something, because obviously her family is like, just talk to us, and she's not being cooperative. I don't. What are you so mad about? That's my question. Why all this? I mean, okay, you're talented, you're a celebrity, but this is not looking good for you. This is not a good look for your image at all. I mean, the press is tearing your story apart, pick by pick by pick, and you are just lying for no reason. Dream said, and she had on her wedding ring. Yeah, had it on in the pictures, had it on in the video. So something is not adding up. I don't know when she got married at this point. I know what the marriage certificate says, and that's legally and binding, but this woman is lying. Elizabeth says that that's her personal choice. Sometimes you can't believe you hear in the media. I mean, that's really crazy how everybody has a different story. It's similar, but there are things that, like when I read The Sun, it makes sense. When I watch her video, it does not. And it's not because I'm hoping that she's lying. I want her to tell the truth. As a fan, you know, come on. You don't owe us anything, Kelly Price. You don't owe us a thing. It's just that we've known you over the years, your music and your talent, your music, your reality show, and all of the things. So it's kind of like we have an attachment to your talent. But if you want us to keep buying your music and watching you on TV and going to your concerts, you could at least tell the truth about something. Because, chick, I'm telling you, this ain't it. This is not it. Didn't the cops check the home? No, they couldn't get in. They could not get in. And the boyfriend husband thing was outside with the cops. So he's the one that said, oh, well, she's missing. She's a missing person. Now, here's the thing that y'all probably ain't even thinking about. If the boyfriend, husband, fiance, okay, was outside with the cops and they were doing a welfare check and they're already married, where the heck was his house keys? Why you can't get in? You married? Why you can't get in? so you just, so you live with your wife. She ain't gave you the house keys yet. You ain't got the car keys. You ain't got no keys. You just outside. Do you see? I mean, I'm thinking logically. Okay, I've been married before. We both had keys. We could get in and out of the house at the same time if we wanted to. There's never been a day when my husband didn't have house keys and he had to wait for me to let him in. What, did you change the locks or something? You were so annoyed that you got the locks changed on him or something? What is that about? Kelly is a grown woman. She doesn't have to speak about anything. She doesn't. But here's the thing, Elizabeth. She shouldn't have started this on Instagram in the first place. And I said this yesterday. If you don't want people knowing your business, don't say anything. Instead of putting the little COVID announcement on Instagram, she should have called her family in the first place. And none of this would be in the media. You've got to watch your step. If you're, famous and you're out there, you know what I'm saying? You got to be Oprah for a minute. Don't nobody know what's going on between her and Stedman. We don't even know if there is a Stedman at this point, and neither do we care because we know we're not going to get that information from Miss Oprah. So it's your responsibility to protect your peace. That's your responsibility. That's not anybody else. Yana said, and Larry opened our eyes wider. You know what I'm saying? Because, I ain't missing Larry Reed live. I'm in there. Dang, I'm late, love bug. Hey, QT1. So replay after the live. Thank you. I appreciate it. But do y'all see what I'm saying? This is a hot mess on crack. And I do see all of you guys' comments. I'm just skipping through because I'm behind. She says that, what did you say? When our FBI gets involved, we can talk. I hope it doesn't come to that. Kelly had the brat to go under fire on her behalf. I feel like, and this is just me, Kelly should do a real interview and stop the madness and just set the record straight for all. Because we really, nobody knows at this point. Does her family even know? I mean, why all of this? She says, and I quote, "My sister in 2014 and was depressed and didn't want to acknowledge it, but it showed up on my body and I packed on weight that I hadn't carried in years. So, despite having trouble over the years, Kelly has used her sister's death to motivate her into changing her life into something more positive. So if you're ever in doubt about Kelly Price's mental state, is this something that she will go through every time she loses a loved one? Of course. All of us have had some sort of depression thing at one point in time. But if you're suffering with depression to where it's going to cause you to have an eating disorder or, not think rationally, then of course, that way I can believe Kelly Price got married a week after her mom's path or burial because she wasn't thinking straight and she was going through depression, which again, like you guys said, she was vulnerable. She was in a vulnerable state. Okay. And so, maybe she thought getting married to this dude would make her feel better. We don't know. I don't know. But I do know what I read. And I heard that lady in that interview call that man a fiance. No, a boyfriend. And the son calls him a fiance and she calls him a husband. So boyfriend, fiance, husband is the one that called the search and said Kelly's missing. And it is what it is. The only people who know the truth is Kelly, her husband, and God. Apparently, her husband, boyfriend, fiance doesn't know. So, but God knows. He sees everything. He knows everything. He knows what's going down before it even goes down. He allows this stuff. He will allow you to make a fool out of yourself. So he knows. You might can fool some of the people some of the time, but you ain't gonna fool God none of the time. That I will guarantee you. Envy says I heard she was addicted to pills. I don't have any proof of that. There are rumors circulating on the internet, but no real, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I don't really speak on it because I'm just like, I need proof. I need some receipts. I need somebody to come and say that this is what, she's doing. So her sister came out and said that she never knew about her new man. See what I'm saying? But she said they knew. Said they knew exactly, who was there with her, all the good things. All of the things she said. Leah said the wig looks crooked. And she looks at, was her wig crooked? Oh my God. No. Oh my God. Y'all are too much. What did I tell y'all at the beginning of the week? I have the best audience on YouTube. You guys are everything. Love you to life. Y'all keep me on my toes. Of course not. They haven't spoke for a year. That was the thing that she keeps saying that they haven't spoken. And she said it's nothing new. But her sister gave a whole different account. Kelly says they haven't spoken in a year, but her sister said they haven't spoken in a month. But that's water under the bridge now because it is out in the open that the boyfriend husband thing actually was the one with the missing persons report. So it really doesn't matter because the boyfriend husband fiance was the one that did put all this in motion. So my thing is, if that is in fact true, as it is in print and on the video from who are these people? These people are where's that video? This is Hollywood Unlocked. And for those of you who are just coming in, let me go ahead and hook y'all up with that video because I know you guys didn't get to see it. So let me bring that tab up for you guys. It's on YouTube right here. Share the audio. I'm going to go ahead and mute this commercial, but I'm going to allow you guys to watch the part about Kelly. All right, and I think we're going to get into it about right here. So this is for those of you who missed it earlier. Here we go.
I was in my home. I was being seen by doctors. First and foremost, with two people in the house with COVID, we both had COVID. There was no visiting. There was no visiting the house. We both had active COVID cases. Everyone in my family knew exactly where I was.
Now, after she was discharged, it was actually her boyfriend who reported her missing after a welfare check to her home. However, it was also reported that Price's boyfriend is preventing her family and friends from visiting her home in the first place.
Let me that just blows my mind, y'all. That blows my mind. I'm not kidding. Speculation. This stuff may actually be true that this man is controlling Kelly.
Kelly was reported missing over the weekend after she was released from a hospital due to COVID complications that were revealed 2 months before her disappearance. Speculations from her attorney and then her sister, Kelly, appeared on TMZ to share details about what exactly happened.
I was never missing. I was never missing. I was in my home. I was being seen by doctors. First and foremost, with two people in the house with COVID, we both had COVID. There was no visiting. There was no visiting the house. We both had active COVID cases. Everyone in my family knew exactly where I was.
Now, after she was discharged, it was actually her boyfriend who reported her missing after a welfare check to her home. However, it was also reported that Price's boyfriend is preventing her family and friends from visiting her home in the first place. After
All right. You've seen the evidence. Hey, Phyllis. Yes, ma'am. Green screen. Did you not hear what I said last night about that wonky? You know what I'm saying? It's like it didn't look. And then one of my girls got it said that it looks like a hologram to me, and I'm like, I don't know, but she's making sure that we don't know where she is. I guarantee you that. Would you say it could be a script? I mean, any at this point, and I'm let me just say this because I know how I can come off sometimes. I like Kelly Price. I love her music. Her voice is amazing. I loved watching her on Sunday's Best. And I wish her nothing but the best. But either she's lying or her family's lying or her boyfriend, husband, fiance is lying or the press is lying. But everybody can't be lying. Somebody's got to be telling the truth in all this. Do you know what? I mean, does that make sense? Everybody's not lying. Not everybody. Hi, everybody that's coming in. I'm so sorry. I'm so wrapped up in this. Thank you guys for coming out. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up because your girl needs all those thumbs up. And if you have not already, subscribe. It's free, won't cost you nothing. You won't be disappointed. Let's see. Let me check the chat and see what you guys are talking about. Maybe she didn't want him to know. Didn't want him to know she was in the house? No, that's your husband. And again, I ask, where is his keys? We are watching Guiding Light rebooted. I know. It's so frustrating though. Is that a suede wig? That's the going to the store wig. We all have one. I gotta run to the grocery store and you slap some hair on. I mean, she had to look a little disheveled because she's only been out of the hospital for a week, right? So, we had to, you know what I'm saying? no, Paris, as the world turns. Y'all are something serious. Sharon says there are three sides to every story. In this case, it's the family, the boyfriend, husband, fiance, the the Sun Times, um, Hollywood Unlocked, and TMZ. So there are five sides to this story. And if you notice, everything is kind of similar, but there are big pieces of information that blow this stuff out of the water. And that is why people are still talking about this story. Because every time an article comes out or a video comes out, you have this huge pot of information that, and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Because I was believing, what she said over here. Elizabeth says that she can buy him a record label and studio, but couldn't buy a house in a safe gated community with security at the entrance. I mean, it's she. Listen, I mean, it's got to be real deep if your husband can't get in the house. QT, scroll up to my stalker comment. Okay, let me find you. Let me find you. If you guys have comments or anything and you want to get on the panel and talk, let me know. Someone is thinking like me. It must be far up there, is it not? I don't see it. Type it again because I don't see it. The chat's moving pretty fast. Shout out to the 335 in the house. Love you guys. Thank you so much for, coming in and, sharing your opinions and everything. I am going to drop the panel link. So if you have something to say, you want to speak out loud, you don't have to cut your camera on if you don't want to. Just giving you guys an opportunity to, speak on it. So going back, let me catch another one of these. Missy says, why did she do a video on TMZ? Allegedly, she was paid handsomely for that interview. So that's what Hollywood is saying. Um, she had to do that interview. The brat said she had to do the interview. So I'm assuming, there was a contract or something. Because I was wondering why would she, of all outlets, why would she pick TMZ? Not saying that TMZ is a bad outlet, but I'm just saying, like, really? I don't know. It just looked, everything just didn't look right. But that's what is being said. She had to do the interview with TMZ, and TMZ is paying handsomely for, top-notch interviews. Seems crazy police should have spoken with her and not the lawyer. Somebody is lying if you need a lawyer to speak for you. I know. I know. Hi, you guys. Welcome. Hey, Catherine. Paris says, why was a man around her at 13 years old? Told y'all her man is the stalker, disturbing the neighbors. He called them cops to get in the house. Child, look, if that don't make sense. Did y'all hear what QT said? QT said, I told y'all her man is the stalker, disturbing the neighbors. He called the cops because he couldn't get in the house. So that makes total sense, does it not? You don't, you shame because your husband, boyfriend, fiance called the police and you wouldn't let him in the house. Y'all was fighting. It's domestic violence. That's what I'm going with. Paris said, save the children. Does that not, now? Come on now. Come on now. That makes total sense. Me and old boy got into it. I kicked him out. He got mad and went got the police, because he couldn't get in the house. You didn't answer the phone. You didn't answer the door. So I'm going to just, hey, she got to be missing because I'm her husband, boyfriend, fiance. So I can, get in the house. I can't get in the house. She's not in the house. She's not letting me in the house. That means she must not be here. But then the police look stupid because if he actually lives there, why don't you have a key to get in? Elizabeth says that all Kelly had to say was mind your business. I'm okay. That's all I'm saying. That's hearing from you. It may be not be the nicest thing, but that is hearing from you. I don't need no company right now. I'm dealing with a little bit and I'll keep in touch. I mean, simple. Angel, hi. I heard Larry Reed said her name is still on the missing persons registry if she's not been. Here's the thing, and that's a good point. I'm glad you said that because here's the thing, and this is legal um, information. Now, here in Alabama, it's a little bit different, but the laws are different in every city and state. So here goes. For Kelly in Georgia, you must come forth in the flesh. There's no videotaping or anything because guess what? Whoever has you could still be in the room. We can't see because the camera's on you. So you still haven't stepped forth in human flesh. You've got to literally go to the police department in the flesh. And her lawyer said this yesterday on that little video. The lawyer said it. She's got to appear. So until she actually appears in the flesh at the police department for them to, do away with all this, legally they are still saying she's missing. So that's that on that. That's the law. So, and I mean she's going to have to appear at some point. And I don't know what if there is um a consequence. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is she going to be in trouble? If she doesn't show up, I don't know. But I know that that's what they expect. They expect Kelly Price to show up in person. Don't know if they have a timeline or not, but she's still considered a missing person because she's not showed up in the flesh. Then Kelly would have been the one to call the cops. I mean, if she's really being disturbed and everybody's ringing the bell and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, a regular person would call the police. But the boyfriend called the police because he couldn't get in touch with her and clearly couldn't get in the house, his own house. Where are your keys? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, what is going on? Not like it's any of my business, okay? It's none of my business what she does with her life. But since you brought it up, Kelly, did she not bring it up with this interview? I told y'all that she was talking to more people than TMZ. I told y'all. Now she's over here at the Sun talking. Now she's Hollywood Unlocked talking. I told y'all TMZ was not the only thing that she was out there doing. This is ridiculous. If the man is married, he should have keys to the house unless somebody is telling a lie. Did you get an annulment? Did you get a divorce? Were y'all fighting and you broke up? Is that why you didn't want anybody to know about him because you didn't know if the relationship was going to last? Was he forcing this on you? There are so many scenarios. There are so many things that this story could go a lot of different ways, you know? But we wouldn't be so invested in the story if Kelly Price hadn't have gotten the ball rolling. So you don't go to the press and do all of the things, okay? If you don't want anybody in your business. What you do is shut up. Don't tell your business and you won't be in the media. So it seems like somebody wanted to be in the media. Did she have the house before they got married? Yes, people are saying that that is in fact her home. That's Kelly's home. All right, let's get our guest. Hi, how you doing?
Hey, love bug, how are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the village.
Okay, I love the village. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I would have chimed in sooner after you read my comment, but my
Mhm.
daughter called. I was like, girl, I have to hop on here real fast. So, like, call me on your next break, okay?
Okay.
Because this is like, I see you caught what I was saying with that. If you're married, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, and he's the person who is saying yada yada yada. Okay, and then I caught before. I was still semi listening on the phone. You know, you've been there, done that too. I've been there, done
Mhm.
that too. Okay.
Right.
So the thing is, I had also put in there that good old boys club. Okay. And I know that, in the environment that we have been in, meaning like the media has blown up what
Yeah.
we've all experienced, you know what I'm saying, all our lives, right?
Mhm.
Um, when I said the good old boys, what happens is, and this is, I'm gonna go by my experience, okay?
Mhm.
It's gonna always be look out for the man, right?
Right.
And I'll say this, like the Gabby situation, right? What happened? Oh, we'll separate. They sent him to a room. You understand?
Yep.
Although they knew that, now we're hearing somebody called and said that man put hands on her, right?
Mhm.
And so what happens is this man on man situation, they want to hear the man's tale.
Mhm.
And this guy, he finessed them. Okay. Now,
Okay.
back when I was younger, um, because I'm 55 now, right? So when I say
Right.
when I was younger, I'm talking about after my first daughter. So I was in my 20s.
Mhm.
I went through a situation, and although I was in an environment where it was a roommate situation, okay?
Yeah.
2-bedroom apartment. He's
Mhm.
over here, I'm over here with my baby.
Mhm.
And the police told me, the one with the child,
Mhm.
to leave and
Right.
go somewhere. You understand?
Mhm.
The thing is, it's like, yep, they never even spoke to him. See, we talking in the 80s at this point, right? They never even
Right.
talked to him. It was like, okay, well, why don't you do this? That happened twice. Okay. Then I'm not gonna say on air, but it escalated down the line. I'm gonna put it like that. Later
Right.
on, we could talk. So when I made that point, like this guy called to get in or whatever,
Mhm.
and that stalker thing, it was a good old boy situation. And the reason I say that is because when you do a welfare check, okay, and I'm in
Mhm.
Cali, okay, when you do a welfare check, you, as the officer responding, you have to put eyes on that person. You
Right.
don't go
Yes.
by the word of, ever,
See? That's what
ever.
I'm saying.
So here's the thing. On one end, if this guy shot the call, do you know somebody that worked there? You understand what I'm trying to say? Do you know somebody that worked there? Or is it still, my thinking is that good old boy scenario, right? Like, oh, okay, well, you're the, all right, we gonna do this, that, whatever. Okay, so you said, yeah, taking the man's word. That's crazy. You can
Crazy.
never do a welfare check and take somebody's word
Right.
and just walk away. So
That
I
sounds
foresee,
ridiculous.
yeah, I foresee some lawsuits if it's some, BS going on, right? Or hey,
Mhm.
maybe Kelly, right? Maybe she knows somebody. It's like, look at here. I'm not trying to deal with him. I'm on the low low, right? And he made
Right.
that call, and it's just undercover right now. One way or the other, it's going to come out, sis. And I'm just like, yo, this is like too crazy. And that's why I said, like, I'm done with her. I don't care, interview or not, because you're supposed to be a woman of faith. Okay. You have
Right.
had 2 marriages that were dysfunctional and abusive or whatever. That's the
Exactly.
word,
Mhm.
right? And I do remember an interview. I don't know if it was the first marriage or the one, where her babies come from, right? And she talked about that situation, and that it took some healing, and then she got out of it, and I'm better now, I know better, and all this type of stuff. So to me, which I put in the comments.
Mhm.
You can be a woman of faith, right? I
Yeah.
believe in my father. I truly
Yeah.
do. And I
Mhm.
believe so much that he's going to give you grace, meaning people are going to be put in your footsteps, right? He's going to give you
Mhm.
signs. He's going to give you a way out. He's going to give you a way to move forward. He's going to give you all of these earthly things, right? To
Right.
better your situation, which means you have to get therapy, ma'am. You can't just walk
Okay.
by faith when you have mental illness, okay?
Yes.
Because the Father have put in place for these uh, uh, men and women the brain, right? When it comes to
Right.
our surgeries, right? When it comes to our mental illness and things like that,
Mhm.
because I'm the last person to say you need meds, right?
Yeah.
That's the that's the last thing that I ever do in my preventive,
And
health
she
care.
said herself she was suffering with depression.
Hmm.
That you know what I'm saying? And don't know, how deep it was, whatever, but loss after loss after loss after loss. You couldn't have been
Hmm.
in your right frame of mind when you were making
Right.
all these decisions.
Hmm. And I did like pay attention to um, the marriage took place after that loss. And like you said, you're in a vulnerable position, right? So you
Definitely.
already,
Mhm.
especially like after your mother, that's your weakest. But we also have to put in perspective that, because I know, like, because it's cessation wise right now, right? We're
Mhm.
looking at it like, oh my gosh, her mother died and she just married this guy. We're not even taking into account that
Mhm.
she was already dealing with this person, right? Because in my mind, she was already dealing with the person. And so when that happened, that just heightened that need. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
also, because I see somebody join. So let me just say this real fast. Because I don't want to be rude. Um, when it comes to her sister, what she said was, we haven't been in the same room for a year. She didn't say we
Right.
haven't talked. Okay. And that's why I
Exactly.
was like, I want to be clear. When she says in the same room, I believe she used those words purposely.
She
Okay.
chose every word.
Yes, we haven't been in the same room. She didn't say we
Mhm.
haven't talked. Okay. Because my thing was, hold on, grandmama passed away after the mother, because I think the mother
Mhm.
was in 2020, right? Grandmama just passed, you said, a week before you was diagnosed with the COVID. So
Exactly.
either grandma didn't have a funeral, she had a funeral, or you didn't go. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
Because that would put you and your sister and your family in the same room again, according to the timeline when you say a week before you got that positive, your grandmother passed away. So that, you know, we on here. So we just like, okay, it's this, is that. And I just quit at this point because I know domestic violence. Okay. I quit. It's domestic violence. And I'm not saying that's her, but I'm saying I know what
Right.
that looks like. And I know how law enforcement may behave. And I also know that um, in her sister's uh her perspective of it all is that uh since she's been with, it's been yada yada yada, and
Mhm.
possibly her adult children as well. We don't
Yeah.
like him, you understand? And so I just think it's a whole lot of everybody's own personal perspective, right? And when it
Mhm.
comes to her family, I can't say like, oh, y'all are wrong, y'all are wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because everybody's perspective is different. But when it comes to Kelly, okay,
Okay.
ma'am, you're all the way wrong. You're
All the
all the
way.
way wrong because you could have stopped this mess, okay? And
Yes.
the police, because a lot of people, well, she could have just went to the no, you You don't have to go to the police station to get off the list. You can call them to where you are. Day to
Mhm.
day, if you have a crime committed against you, you know what? You can report the crime online. Number two, you can call it in because you ain't trying to be at the police station 2 and 3 hours, right? You can call it in and say, guess what? This what happened. I'm gonna be at the house. Come take the report. Okay. So she could have done that. So to me, I'm putting all of this mess on Miss Kelly Price, sis. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna go
All
ahead and
right.
exit. I love this channel, you know I do, and I want to
Thank
hear
you,
what your next
boo.
guest has to say. I got to figure out how to get out this thing because it's my first time on this. So I'm going back in the chat. Okay, the
All right,
village
QT.
is powerful.
Thank you.
All right, bye
Hey,
bye.
Jay. What's going on? Jade, are you there? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Jade, are you there? No. I'm gonna put her on pause. If you come back, let me know. All right. If you come back, let me know. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Somebody had said I heard he was controlling. There is apparently a little bit of truth to that. Per the video we saw earlier, on Hollywood Unlocked on YouTube. Excuse me. It seems like he's playing a little bit of a controlling part. Now, if you didn't catch um the video and all of those good things. Maybe you know what? Let me just play it again because the thing is, the stuff that we thought, we knew, we thought was true. There's a whole different story. Like it's just spinning out of control, and I just, it's ridiculous. Like I hate to keep going back to it, but I just like you don't know. Like I was so shocked when I saw this, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense for somebody to, go out of their way to tell false truths or alternative facts. All right, let's see what's going on with this video. I'm gonna start it from the Kelly.
Reported missing over the weekend after she was released from a hospital due to COVID complications that were revealed 2 months before her disappearance. After speculations from her attorney and her sister, Kelly appeared on TMZ to share details about what exactly happened.
I was never missing. I was never missing. I was in my home. I was being seen by doctors. First and foremost, with two people in the house with COVID, we both had COVID. There was no visiting. There was no visiting the house. We both had active COVID cases. Everyone in my family knew exactly where I was.
Now, after she was discharged, it was actually her boyfriend who reported her missing after a welfare check to her home. However, it was also reported that Price's boyfriend is preventing her family and friends from visiting her home in the first place. After reports started to swirl that Price could be missing, Kelly's sister hopped on an interview, sharing that she had not heard from her sister in well over a month, saying she just wants to make sure she's okay.
My sister, I don't know. Just please, Kelly, if you okay. I mean, please just show up. Go to the cops, do something. But we have to see you physically.
Now, following that interview, her attorney actually hopped on social media to dispute the claims, saying that she had actually spoken to Kelly and that she was in the process of healing. As of now, there has been no word as to why she was reported missing or if she's spoken to her family, but as the story develops, we will continue to keep you up to date.
Well, all right. Um, if you had any questions or concerns about this new information, you have just witnessed what I found along with the son. Um, the interview she did with the son blew me away. She talked about this fiance and all of this stuff, but we were thinking that she's married, and it's just like I don't know the boyfriend, husband, fiance thing. Hey, Ashley, how you doing, hun? Um, hey, Dave, welcome to the village. Kelly tore her drawers with me after R&B Divas. She's attention hog. That show was pretty hard to take. I'm telling you. At, I can't deny her talent, okay, but she's not a nice person, especially if you try to tell her what to do, which is why it's so hard to believe. You know, you heard the woman. She just said it. Um, it was a little, you know, weird. I still don't understand how the boyfriend, husband, fiance can be outside with the cops doing trying to do a welfare check, but at the same time, she's saying that he's in the house. We both have the virus and, all of the things. So somebody's story isn't 100% factual. That's the whole thing. It's not even like Kelly Price has not committed a crime or any of that stuff. We're talking morally. Morally, you would not leave your family hanging, especially if you said yesterday to TMZ that you died and came back to life. 2 days later, they were asking you, Miss Ma'am, do you know what year it is? You didn't know what was going on because, miraculously, the Lord brought you back. Now, anybody that I know, and I ain't no fool, but anybody that I know, and it's 889 people in here, so somebody in here would have a change of heart, regardless of what you're going through. If you're going through anything, you would tighten the reins up because I almost left this earth. So I'm gonna need my family. We need to, get it together. It's not that she's not going to jail for any of this stuff. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about morals and values and structure. So what? Your children are grown. My daughter is 29 years old. If I miss a day contacting my daughter, where you been? What you doing? Where you at? And vice versa. This is how it just goes down. This is how it goes down for families. And in the black community, family is tight. We can talk about each other, but don't you can't. We can talk about you. You can't talk. We can, but you cannot. You got to be down for your family, and abandoning your kids, even though they're grown, is still crazy. I know you want to be left alone. You're sick. I don't like company when I'm sick, but I'm appreciative. I live a life of gratitude. I'm not stubborn about it. I mean, come on. It just doesn't make sense. Jade, are you back in here? I see you behind. I see you back there, but I don't know if you're ready to come up or not. Hit me in the chat if you're ready, because I don't want to overlook anybody. If you're trying to come on the panel and you have something to say, let me go ahead and drop link. There you go. Deborah, hi, welcome to the village. Why is she doing this? I have no idea. Now somebody did just put in the chat a minute ago that she got married to someone in November. The marriage record that we had yesterday was May, right? You're here? Okay. Let me get you up. Hey, darling. Are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, welcome to the village. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I don't know what happened. That was crazy. I was gonna say we were both like we were all worried for Kelly. Her sister found out literally just like we found out that she was married. Like we didn't even
Right,
know she was married, and her sister didn't even know.
right.
And she's just dead wrong. Like, this isn't funny. Black girls go missing all the time, and we've been complaining. Every time a white girl go missing, it's like a state of emergency. When a black person go missing, it's like, okay, we'll sprinkle you in here and there within our broadcast, but for the most part, you're not getting any airtime. So Miss Price is dead wrong, and she dead wrong for so many reasons. One, keeping her marriage a secret from her family. Two,
Right.
that shady and so-called lawyer and publicist throwing shade at your family, accusing them of using this as publicity,
Mhm.
and her sister being called a clout chaser.
Right.
And that's not right because I still don't know the name of the song. And that's because she never
I
mentioned
couldn't tell you.
the she never
I could
mentioned the
not tell you.
song.
He never mentioned the song.
Never. It was
Never
like,
mentioned it.
I want to make sure Kelly's okay. Kelly, if you seeing this, just call. Let us know where you are. Let us know that you safe and you okay. And it was the same thing with the daughter. So her daughter's manipulated because she care about her mom. I mean, Girl,
Mhm.
R&B divas didn't do her any good, and
At
and
all.
this antic sure didn't do her any good. And the brat, ooh, don't even let me get started on her. Now, I respect loyalty. I respect it. And I respect the brat for being a loyal friend. But she
Mhm.
was dead wrong. That Nikki Gilbert, if y'all don't know about Nikki Gilbert, that is Nikki Gilbert of Brownstone. She's a part of Michael
Yes.
Jackson's legacy. She was
Yes.
signed to MJJ Music. She don't need no cloud chasing. She is just concerned for her friend. But her name was dragged through the mud so hard, she had to let everybody know, look, this is what happened. This is what went down.
Mhm.
I really don't want to be a part of this mess. I was just concerned for my friend. And you can't blame her. She had to cover so many tour dates because Kelly was getting paid but not showing up. And when
I heard
she's
that. I heard about her missing
and her
dates.
daughter's like, oh, well, I only trust you, so can you help me locate my mom because she's in trouble? The live stream, Nikki Gilbert just, she just protected and defended her name because I don't think she did anything wrong. She did what any genuine concerned friend would do. But Kelly Price, I mean, girl, she somebody said right, Kelly Smollett. Her and Smollett need
Yeah,
to
I
get
saw that.
together.
A hot
her
mess.
her and Smollett need to become friends because they both got hot mess together doing this. This
A
this
hot mess.
It's like, girl, if this was the prank, this was the worst prank you could come up with.
It right, because a lot of people were like, it could be, about clout. It could be for publicity, but claiming that you lost your life on the table, you flatlined, and they had to bring you back, and all of this stuff is really a bit much if it's not
Yeah.
true.
And here's the
Now,
thing,
I believe she was sick. I believe she had the virus. I believe she was sick. But all of this stuff surrounding it and what happened during and after, it really is all over the place. And I feel like also she may have forgotten what she said when she did that interview with the Sun because her story is not matching up.
true. And the thing is, I sort of COVID makes you feel like crap. So that's
Yeah.
why I say in that regard, Kelly's telling the truth if she's saying that she died and came back.
Mhm.
Cause that will take you out. And the vaccine will make you feel the exact same way. But Kelly was still in the wrong. She should have called both her sister and her children. If you can call
Yeah.
Nikki Gilbert, you can call Sharray or Shan Ray, whatever her name is, and her daughter and son who were concerned
Yeah.
for her. And if
Yeah,
it's
cuz that's
true
the
that her man blocked her children from entering the room, that's not what you need. Get a man
I'm not
who will love
I just
your
right,
kids the exact same way.
exactly.
I love my mom. If
Exactly.
my mom not home at a certain time, I'm already calling her.
I mean, Kelly Price is not an ugly woman. I'm sure she's not desperately, seeking a man. You can get a good-looking guy that will treat you right, that will like your kids, a good reputation. And listen, here's another thing. Because I know there's some people in the audience and they're just like, well, why are we talking about this on the internet? Because she put it out there. She put it out there first.
Exactly.
If she didn't say anything, we wouldn't have a conversation.
I found out the exact same time. It was on Channel 2. R&B singer Kelly Price is missing. I'm like, damn. And then when they said, well, she hasn't been seen by her family in over a month. I'm
Hmm.
like, and we just finding out about this? That's not good. Because when a
That's
person is missing
crazy.
for a month, it's not good news. That mean they in the river or the lake somewhere.
Thank you.
And she
I
was
mean,
in
that's the
California
thing.
this whole time and we didn't know.
That's the whole thing that messed up our community in thinking about this because she could have just called somebody right then and said, "Hey, what are y'all doing? I'm okay." But now, seeing that how the Sun and Hollywood Unlocked just mentioned that, hey, it was her man. that actually, put that out for the
That she was
police.
missing.
Yeah, and so it's like, wait a minute. But y'all are married, right? Where are his house keys? He can't get in?
See, and
I mean, it just
people,
gets
and
worse and worse.
right, and people are already looking at him sideways, especially since that record came out that he has some domestic issues with the lady, and this was
Mhm.
before Kelly.
Mhm.
And he don't look good. He don't look good now.
I'm
That's
telling you,
you don't
that
do that.
even that doesn't
So
match
you
up
messing
because
up your girl's reputation. I mean, we already knew she could be something else, but this don't help her. I mean,
it doesn't help at
you
all. It's not a good look.
no. And you didn't show up for the concerts. You just collecting money and you not showing up. Brownstone had to cover
Mhm.
for you. This is not good. And she know better. The
You
ball
would
still
think.
drops.
You would
The
think
ball
so.
still drops on her because it's her name out there, not his.
Right.
We still don't really know who he is. We know her though. You
I
know,
did get one of the
Mariah's
I got one of the
backup,
I
friend
got
of
one of the
mine.
questions in the audience. What about the record label? Um, as far as I know, she purchased it. She purchased it for him. I don't know what it takes to purchase a record deal, but apparently Kelly has purchased one for him. And again, is this before he couldn't get in the house or after he couldn't get in the house? Mhm.
Well, good. I mean, because I don't know any major who would want to touch her after this. She might as
I
well try
mean,
to
why
release
does he
some
need a record?
hits.
Is he famous or something? Why does he need a record label?
I don't know him. All I know is that girl that he was seen with, if that was him, looked like
Yeah,
she from a Tyler Perry production.
yeah. I'm like, wait now, wait a minute. So I don't know. I don't know,
And
but he just got caught up.
the press got so used to calling him boyfriend, they stay calling him boyfriend.
Listen, that is her. Uh, she needs to straighten it up. See, at this point, you guys, there's a lot of things that she has to straighten up because these reports. And I mean, it's like Kelly forgot. You know what I'm saying, Jade? It's like she forgot that she spoke with the Sun, and she forgot that she spoke with all of these other. And then, oh, I have to do this for TMZ, but you forgot what you said to Hollywood and the Sun. So now, none of these stories are together. If you're gonna tell the story, if you're gonna tell a lie, make sure that you lie across the board. Because
Look, I didn't
now,
even know she did an interview with the Sun, okay? And who would
see what I'm
touch them
saying?
anyway? They not
Y'all know I come
truthful.
with receipts. Y'all
They
know I
not
come with
truthful.
receipts.
Who would
As
do an
soon
interview
as
with
I
it?
looked at it, as soon as I
They
looked
not
at it, I said,
truthful.
Well, I mean, everybody is giving her, flack because, well, why did you do it with TMZ? And I'm like, but this is the U.S. Sun. This ain't the Sun. This ain't the Inquirer. This is the U.S. Sun. So why are you
Oh,
talking to them? Why are you talking to the U.S. Sun and Madam Noor and all of these magazines and stuff, and you're giving everybody a different account of what's going on? So then, when these people break it down and start putting a timeline together, you really look like a fool.
shoot.
I mean, this thing was Kelly Price missing. Just a few months after announcing her engagement, Price was reportedly missing. How are you announcing your engagement with the US Sun if you got married last year?
Here's the other part that's funny. She didn't really announce it. Larry Reid announced it.
He sure did, because
He
I
put
made
all her
sure.
business on Front Street.
I made
I
sure
was
I
like,
went to make
Lord,
sure I was like, let me look up this dude and see who he is. Hey, Daddy Cooks,
Hey, sweetie,
welcome.
how you doing?
girl, this
I'm
could
good.
be
How are ya?
another Carl Weber book. I'm
Well, I heard,
Ciao.
I saw the title. I was just passing through, but one, I was surprised that I didn't hear about this, and this
Oh
is why I jumped
no.
in. This is why I jumped in. As soon as, and I don't want this to go sideways. I hope I'm okay with this, but as soon as that internet white girl went missing,
Mm-hmm.
it was nationwide.
Yep.
Every time, I can't say every time. That's not a true statement, but many times
Many times.
when
Yeah.
a white woman is missing, a child is. It's nationwide. They start the whole search and they bring out the dog. Now they in the Everglades right now, looking in the freaking swamp. I know that boy at home. That boy at home, they looking around. His parents said that he's in the Everglades, and that dude's at home. But anyway,
At home chilling, looking at
every
all of this.
time, not I can't say every time. Remember when I can't call names? I'm sorry, not my fault. I'll be honest with y'all. I've been drinking. Now, remember the lady who said that a black man stole her car and drove that car into the river?
Susan
Nationwide search. White lady had a problem. How come I didn't hear about this? This is a celebrity black lady supposed to be missing. It wasn't even in the news.
Mhm.
You see what I'm
Wasn't even in
saying?
the news.
Wasn't even new. But
I found out online.
but you know, this person, I don't know, this girl, all right, looking, you know, kind of cute freaking white lady with her boyfriend. Every time she kissed him, she'd smile, looking to the camera. They're YouTubers. He comes back home in her van. She's missing. It's all over the news. Hell,
Right.
come on, man. It's not fair. I can't say it's not fair. That's not right. I think it's a disservice to brown people, all right, brown, black people that are non-white folks, how if you're missing, it's kind of disregarded. You're just like another one. But something catches the national interest of a white girl missing, you know, the boyfriend suspect, the husband suspect. How many times has that happened in the news? Come on, man. It happens all the time. We can go all the way back to John Bonet, the little girl.
Yes.
Nationwide.
Yes.
But black people come up
Nationwide.
missing all the time. And the reason I find this to be a problem, why it's disturbing, is if the predators know that you're not going to publicize the missing brown people, who's going to be a bigger target? You feeling me on that? If there'll be a nationwide search because a white lady disappears, maybe you don't want to abduct one of those. You with me? But if nothing's going to come out in the news because of a brown person or a not white person, maybe they're more of an attractive target. I find that disturbing. I find that a problem. Okay.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you because I found out online. I'm a really big fan of Larry Reed Live, and so my notification popped, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, let me get some popcorn because I know Larry's gonna be lying. You know, he's gonna be doing some things, whatever." And I sit down, and this is not his normal time to air, and he's putting out the announcement that Kelly Price is missing.
Yeah.
I mean, my heart dropped. I was just like, no, because you know what we were thinking. You already know. I got chills. I was just like, please, please don't let this be another, thing. I mean, please. And then come to find out, days are going by and she's not saying anything.
Yeah.
She's not getting in touch with anybody. And then all of a sudden she pops up on TMZ. Oh, I'm fine. I've never been in any danger. Why would you do that?
On TMZ.
Did you know that you could have been the next victim? That you could have got stopped by the police or something and your family wouldn't know, and you could be in a bush somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
But why would you leave us hanging like that? That's crazy.
But my point is the media, and everybody says the media is a problem. Media's a problem. No, the media is gonna report on what's the most sensational. And what I don't like is how come black and brown people aren't sensational? Right. I don't know who that internet girl was. Never heard of her before until she popped up on it. I ain't follow her. You're a YouTube person. And now you're missing, and I can't watch. Man, I can't get past The Price is Right without seeing this girl in the news. Now her boyfriend won't talk. Now he's missing. That's all that's in the news. And I'm like, I personally don't really give a boop boop because I don't know the lady. But it's all over the news. But Kelly Price, I heard nothing until right now, perusing through friends of mine's channels. Yours. First I heard of it. I think it's crazy. I think it's hurtful. And I think it's, I don't think brown people are as big a priority in this country.
Unless you do something wrong. Unless you do something wrong.
No, you know what I did get in the news? What I did get in the news was a sensational was R. Kelly. All right.
Yeah.
Now
See what
you
I'm
gonna throw out
saying?
some
Unless,
stanky shit.
That's a
Now, I'm sorry.
tragedy.
I ain't trying to
yeah,
cuss. I'm
unless
sorry.
you do something wrong,
Right,
you're
you
not
throwing out some
sensational.
stanky crap.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby was all through the news when
Tim
they was dragging
Norman.
him through the They were dragging him through the
Tim
news.
Norman was the
Through the
same
mud.
way. Nobody knew about Tim Norman, and
Yeah,
I caught him, raging out on Instagram,
yeah,
about the paternity and all this kind of stuff. The very same week,
yeah.
he
Look,
ends up in
hey
the
Regina, I gotta
national
say hi to
news.
Regina. Hey Regina.
Hey, Regina. Hey, everybody out
Hey
there. So I'm
everybody
not
out there.
ignoring y'all. We just real deep in this conversation. If you have not, hit the thumbs up for your girl. It will help out a lot.
Please do.
And if you haven't subscribed though, what are you waiting for? Y'all been here all night with me. And you ain't subscribed yet? Subscribe, girl. Don't hit that button. It's free.
That's right. Don't hurt nobody.
Okay.
Click it.
But
Click it. Click it.
you're right though, Daddy Cook. Listen, you are so right about that. Would never have known anything about, Tim Norman and the cast of Sweetie Pies if his case hadn't went national.
If it
The
hadn't
same thing
gone
with R.
national.
Kelly. Yeah,
Yeah.
the same thing with R. Kelly. We wouldn't know about this. It would be Larry Reed Live or somebody that we watch on YouTube, that would catch wind of it.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like it blows up when we're the bad person, but when we do
Exactly.
good stuff, it
Oh,
just
you don't.
like,
You never hear
yeah.
that. But my issue is, my issue is, why do you have? It's not even being a celebrity because Kelly Price was,
Mhm.
and it didn't. It didn't make the news. It wasn't sensational enough for mainstream media. Now, granted, all of
Yeah.
these companies are designed to make money. I don't care what they tell you. The news, blah blah blah. They're making money. That's
Oh
what they
yeah,
do.
everybody gotta get paid.
They're making money. But another thing that disturbs me, and I hope I'm not taking too much time. I'm sorry.
You're not. I'm laughing at the chat. Kelly Smollett, you guys are insane.
Oh wait.
I never
See,
laughed this hard.
another thing that disturbs me is a lot of people can't seem to determine the difference between the newscast and the news talk shows. It's not the same thing. All right. You have journalists that give you the news. Back in the day, Walter Cronkite, this happened, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah. Good evening and good night. Remember that shit? Okay. Back when there wasn't a 24-hour news channel, back when there wasn't cable news, the TV used to go off, young people. Those of y'all that if you're like 20 or below, 30 or below, at midnight, you got the Star Spangled Banner, you saw the flag, the
Okay.
eagle would flap his wings, and you got the test pattern.
Look,
And you didn't
now
get
y'all
TV
know
again.
how old I am because I remember all that. When that
You know what I'm
flag
saying?
started waving, dun 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 dun, it was
Yeah.
time to go to bed. It
Time
was
to go to bed. No more TV till like what, 5 in the morning, 5:30, something like that. And me being from Chicago, it was normally either the Howdy Doody or the Bozo Show. It's Howdy Doody time. Remember that shit? I'm telling on myself. Anyway,
We had black and white, things, a cable way back in the day, like in
yeah,
the 80s, the 90s. Remember when HBO used to have a little key and you
oh
had to
yeah,
unlock it
oh
because
yeah,
the kids weren't supposed to watch it and all that kind of stuff. Stuff like that I remember, and it seemed
yeah.
like times were so different than it is now.
They were because
Even like
everything
how
wasn't
you raise
forced in your
your kids.
face.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry.
it's like how you raise your kids. You would get a beating from everybody in the neighborhood, if you got in trouble at school because everybody was gonna tell it. And then when you got home, you get another beating. It was like the
Look,
village. It takes a village to raise your
yeah,
kids, and it takes a village to watch your kids. But nobody's watching anybody anymore, and everybody's getting away with stupid stuff. And it goes back to Kelly. That's why I'm so pissed off with this woman because you had a nation worried, like, and it was like the Chitlin circuit. This is how the news got to us.
see,
It
but
wasn't,
that's
mainstream. It was the
That
Chitlin
shit looks
circuit,
sick.
and that,
back to where
yeah,
I
that's
had the
what they used to
problem.
call it back in the
The
day
nation,
because
the
we were
nation
black.
wasn't worried because the nation
Yeah,
didn't know.
it was us,
I got a problem with
the
that.
people who
The
buy
black
your
nation
music,
knew. Hell, I didn't know
the
until
people who
today.
watch you. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But man, this world is different. All right, this is this is the world that I've grown to know through years. My birthday was Monday. I'm 55 now,
Wow,
And
you don't look
so
like
over a
it.
half a freaking century, I've been living on this planet, and things now are different from how they were then.
Yeah,
Okay. Back in
for
the
sure.
day, you do something wrong, you got your ass whooped. You, like you said, the neighbor whoop your ass, they take you home.
Oh
Your
yeah,
mother whoop your ass, and then tell your father, and when your father come home, he gonna whoop your ass again. You get 3 ass
again,
whoopings for the same
you gonna
shit.
get in trouble a lot.
Nowadays, you say something to somebody across the street, they calling the popo and shit, and the next thing you know, freaking you going to jail because you abused somebody that you didn't even fucking know. I'm sorry, I ain't trying to cuss. I'm sorry, but anyway, everyone's feelings are hurt now. This is 2021. You can't say
Yeah.
nothing, nada.
That's the thing is that our feelings are hurt because people look at black people in a certain light anyway, and you can't really help that, because people aren't born racist. They're taught, this stuff or whatever. And so when we do something stupid or idiotic, it just makes all of us look crazy.
Yeah,
And
I
it's like,
agree.
when are you gonna stop doing stupid stuff? Like this shouldn't even be happening. Like none of this would even be going on if Kelly Price had have just picked up the phone and called her daughter and said, "Look, I'm all right. Tell your auntie I'm okay."
Mhm.
And you know what I'm saying? And hey, the manhunt is over.
Now, I agree
But then to
completely.
find out that your
Sorry.
fiance, husband, boyfriend, or whatever he is, was the one who actually put it all in motion.
Mhm.
But if y'all are married, where your house keys at?
I
Daddy
know.
Cooks, I bet you got house keys, don't you?
Girl, look, this house locked down. Nothing moves here without me and my wife's approval. I did say my wife.
Come
You with
on,
me?
somebody.
This is not my house. I paid
Happy
for it.
birthday.
I paid for the other one. Thank you for the happy birthdays, folks. I got rental property. My wife owns that. I bought it for her. This house here,
Uh-huh.
I bought it for her. All right.
That's right.
Freaking, I owe nobody nothing. I have no freaking debts with the exception of house payments. Those just gonna be there. You with me? But if you have a freaking,
Yes.
if you're in a relationship, you're in a marriage, okay, which is
Mhm.
different from a relationship.
Yeah.
A relationship is two people that
Oh.
decide they're gonna be together. That's a relationship. They're gonna relate.
Mhm.
A marriage is a joining. Marriage. Okay. What's mine is
Mhm.
hers. What's hers is mine. We don't have separate bank accounts. If I got money, she got money. You with me?
I know
Freaking, if
that's
I
right.
own it, she owns it. She is on every freaking car freaking agree a contract. She's on every freaking deed that I have. That's if I didn't trust her that much, why would I marry her?
Exactly.
Okay. My next
Exactly.
anniversary will be my 36th. December the 28th. I'll be married for
Woo!
36 freaking years.
Yes.
You with me?
That's what I'm talking about.
But
And happy birthday.
thank you so much.
Congratulations.
But best be known, if something happens to my wife, there's gonna be an APB from hell. I'm gonna be on
Okay.
YouTube,
That's
Facebook,
all I'm
Twitter.
saying.
I'm not freaking CNN and none of that stuff, but it's not gonna be a secret. It's going on. Hey, I need some help. Find my baby. Find my girl.
Okay,
All
find
right.
my wife.
Find my wife. And when I
So I
find the guy
mean,
that took her, hurt her, or whatever, it's gonna be hell to pay. Yes, I'm going to jail.
so I mean,
I'm gonna blame
because
that shit on PTSD for 23 years in the military. Hopefully that works. But someone's getting messed up. He made me change my word. That's just the way it is. All right. I'm an old guy. Not too old, but I'm an old guy. I was raised a certain way. My mother and my
yeah, you
father
have
were
morals and
married,
values.
and my mother and father said, "Till death do us part." And my father stayed married
Mhm.
to my mother until she passed away. That was the example that I was given. What do you
There you
expect
go.
me to do?
I mean, these people nowadays just don't have it. And like I said, that's you made a really valid point. That's why, our feelings are hurt. Like if you really are in this marriage or whatever, just say what it is. If you are not happy in the relationship, you need to say what it is. It sounds like you're covering up tracks for this guy, but your business keeps leaking out into the street. Like you
Hmm.
bought him a record label, and what is he gonna do? What does he do for a living? Who is this guy? We know he has a rap sheet. So, and then somebody in the chat said that, oh, well, she just got married in November. But this
Yeah.
guy that, she took a picture with that we couldn't see his face is the same guy that she got married to last year. I think it was May. per the marriage certificate. So it's
See,
just too. You're lying too much. It's like you forgot the first lie, so you
the
can't
way I
cover it
see
up.
things, the way I see things is once you are, I won't say successful because I'm successful. Once you are rich, you have crazy money where you don't need nothing.
Yes.
Your only job is to screw your counterpart. Sex, make them happy or whatever. Cook them breakfast, buy a dog, because you don't have a struggle no more. Now you can, if you could live off the fruits of your labor together equally, do that. But that's when it gets messy. Oh, I'm rich. I don't have to work no more. She's prettier. And then you done lost the commitment now. Now you're looking with this. You ain't looking with this no more. You done gave up the commitment. Oh, I'm rich. Half of hers is mine. If I divorce, I'm gonna get some money. And that girl over there, prettier with a bigger booty, whatever, younger. All right. That's when men lose their minds. That's when women lose their minds. All right. Oh, you old now. You're losing your hair. I'm on another one. But you built everything together. Now you're taking a chance. You're rolling the dice that the next person is going to treat you at least, hopefully, as good. Maybe cook as good. Maybe, hopefully, not kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you've been with someone for years and you know that person, why would you take a chance? You were
Right.
lucky.
Well,
You found
she
that
left her.
person.
No, wasn't it like Kelly Price was married for 23 years, I think they said, and she gave some cockamamie story as to why it was time to let it go. But you've
Mm,
already been married for 23 years. And
okay.
then a week after your mother passes away, you decide to get married again all of a sudden. I just feel like, okay, you were vulnerable. You had lost a lot of things. You didn't know what you were doing. And maybe now you have discovered that the marriage was a mistake because you weren't in your right mind and you
It
just
was a
really
mistake for
are trying.
23 years. You throwing all that
No, the
away.
second husband, because the second
Oh, that.
husband
Oh,
that
yeah, that's
yeah,
wackadoo.
she's got married to for 20 years. So she fired the one for 23 years. And then she told, the son that, oh, we've been dating for 2 years, the new guy or whatever. But
Mm,
the records state that you married this man that nobody knows
mm,
soon after you buried your mom.
yeah.
And you're telling me that this was a rational decision. There's no way.
There's no
There's
way.
absolutely no way. There's no
There's no
way.
way. I'm not even talking marriage. I had two deaths in the family over the past, during the whole
Hmm.
pandemic thing. And I took a pause, a life change from YouTube and podcasting. It affected me.
Right.
And we're talking about an aunt and my sister-in-law, but she was my sister. So,
Mhm.
and listen, and I'm one of the hardest people you're gonna meet. All right. Jumped out of airplanes for 17 years, airborne ranger infantry, been to war 4 times. Nothing hurts my feelings. All right. Shoot at me, I'm shooting back. How many people can you look in the face and say they've shot people? But my feelings
Hold
got
on a
hurt.
minute.
My feelings got
Hold
hurt
on
and
a
I had to
second.
step away because I lost some people that I cared about.
You did.
Now,
Somebody
hold on.
just
What?
dropped
What's the
something in the
question?
chat. Somebody just dropped something in the chat, and I gotta fact check this. Hey, official. Price's family had accused Barbers of keeping them away. Who is Barbers? Dave is saying Barbers is not her boyfriend anymore. How many men does this woman have? What are you talking about? Is this the boyfriend, husband, fiance, or is somebody I don't know? And then also I saw somebody as Daddy Cooks was talking, somebody said that she married a whole different guy in November.
Wow.
So now I'm completely confused. Was the it just that's like you just blew my mind with that.
Wow.
So
I'm gonna
when he
I'm
when
gonna
he
jump off. I just wanted to pop in and say
okay,
that about that. And
well
love you,
thank
girl. You
you.
know, Twanna.
I
You
love
know,
you
I
too.
got you. And
Thank you, bro.
hey, everyone in the chat, love you like cook food. I'll be back in the chat. I'm listening. I'm just gonna get off the screen.
Okay.
All right, y'all
Okay.
take care.
Thanks,
All
Daddy.
right.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Uh,
I,
yeah. What is
I
that?
was gonna say
Millionaire
the
me said what?
sensationalism, the Jada entanglement. I was gonna say that's
Yes,
sensationalized enough. Kelly Price
exactly.
just she took sensationalism to a whole nother level with this.
Great in me says so. So you say you don't have a prenup? But somebody better have signed some papers. I know that. We're gonna welcome Information Man to the
So
panel.
I'm gonna
Hello,
step
Information
out.
Man.
Bye.
Hey, how you doing?
All right,
I wanted to
Dave.
definitely talk to you about these issues. Um,
Yes,
First of all, it's lovely to see you, Twanna.
you as well. Thank you.
Great show here. Peace to everybody
Thank
in the
you.
chat room. Um, and I hope you got my email so we can definitely
I
try to
did. I
work on
gotta
some projects together. That'd
for
be
sure.
great. Um, my heart or my mind is half and half in this situation. We have the Kelly Price circumstance, and just as Brother Cook just said, how I mean, someone in the chat room dropped something in there. You're like, how many um, acquaintances do she have? I know she was married, and when you go online and
Right.
you say Kelly Price's husband, you have the original husband that she had, but then you see these pictures or things with someone else. And so I don't know what's going on. Is she estranged from her original husband? Are they separated but never officially divorced? Do she have boyfriends, side pieces, all these different things? I'm just wondering. And now I see that you have on your channel that she's telling another lie. I'll be
Oh,
honest
for
with
sure.
you. The video that you saw on my second channel of the
Hmm.
sister speaking, I gotta say that the sister, in my opinion, seemed genuine, whereas Kelly Price's video, there were times when I could
Hmm.
feel what she was saying, particularly about the virus and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
There was some things I can say, okay, I can understand that, but then there were some things that were questionable. And when you were in my chat with other people, you made really good points. You're like, well, why didn't she contact her husband or whoever's in her life? What about
Right.
her daughter? Why would you not let your kids know? First of all, you may
Right.
have a falling out with your sister or the other parts of the family, but then why would you do this? And then I remember looking at the video again, that capture, and the sister said that she did arrive to her place of residence with authorities, and they couldn't see her.
Hmm.
And then today I was hearing somebody else talk about it, Twanna, and I didn't think about this. You have family issues where your people are estranged from each other, and let's be honest, sometimes celebrities are taking care of the bills and
Yeah.
taking care of the lifestyle of their family members. And it is true.
Hmm.
Sometimes you get tired of your
Yeah.
family and you cut them off. And sometimes when you cut these
True.
family members off, they come out knocking at your door because they're like, wait a minute, bills ain't paid. I ain't get that check in the mail. I ain't get that. What the hell? I'm just throwing that out there as food for
Yeah.
thought.
But we know that wasn't the case with Kelly Price and their family because the sister, has her own. Her son lives out of
Right.
town and he's working and he has a wife. The
Mm-hmm.
daughter has her, own life, but it's like the morals and standards. Get in touch with me. If you don't want to talk to me every day, just send me a text. Let me know you're alive.
Right.
you know because I'm to be honest with everybody, in the chat, and you listen, the
Mm-hmm.
first thing that crossed my mind was not good. We got another sister on the list, and now we've got to, well, who did it and where did you find her and all this kind of stuff. I'm thinking this woman could be chopped up anywhere. We wasting breath praying for this woman, trying to, please find, Kelly Price, and the whole time she was sitting somewhere chilling watching all this happen.
Well,
Meanwhile,
mm,
while we,
mm,
and meanwhile, we didn't even know about the interviews with the son and all of
mm.
these other
Didn't
people.
know
And
that.
so I'm pissed because I'm like, is this really for publicity? Like, what are you
Right.
doing? Because you could have stopped this train wreck with one phone call. You could have stopped
One
all
phone
of this.
call. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Let me say this as it relates to this monster that's affecting people. I don't know how many people looked at it this way, but this little monster, this microorganism that's been affecting people has actually been a truth serum as well. What do I mean by that? It's been revealing a lot of stuff, Tawana. I did a video talking about African Bombata. The reason why they're about to hit him with the Child Victims Act law of a 12-year-old minor who's now an adult saying that he did things to me is because of this virus, which they prolonged the statute of limitations because of the
Mm-hmm.
virus that came into play, where they had to like move the statute of limitations further out. Such
Yeah.
another situation here with Kelly Price. She gets sick with this monster, and
Yeah.
then all this stuff has been revealed that we didn't even know
Yeah.
about. So what it tells you is that there's something going on, and it took this monster, her getting sick
Yes.
by, to reveal other layers of the onion that peels down the layers. And you
Exactly.
know, I work in mental health, and I see this all the time. People have narcissistic personalities. They have personality
Yes.
issues. They hide stuff. They put on facades. Celebrities do it. Everyday regular people do it.
Yep.
People do it on YouTube. It's a serious problem. But then my question to you and everybody listening, she said on her video that her daughter of 26 years old, or 27 years old, to be correct here,
Yeah.
is manipulated. What does she mean by manipulated? Who manipulated her? Who are you talking about?
For me, I thought that was a throw a dagger at her sister, saying that, the sister manipulated, her
Right.
into thinking. But then in the same breath, she said that, hey, everybody in my family knew where I was. So if
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the family knew where you were,
Mm-hmm.
how is it that they come to the conclusion that you're missing? So then today we find out that it was the boyfriend, fiance, husband, or whatever he is, was the one that set this in motion because he couldn't get in the
Mm.
house. He couldn't get in the
Mm.
house. She wasn't answering the door. She wasn't answering the phone. And so he's like, she's got to be missing. She's missing.
Missing.
But again, my question is, if you are the husband, where are your house keys, sir?
Right. But
How
remember,
you can't get in? You
but
live there?
but remember, the sister said in that car when she was speaking her mind, she said that the boyfriend. See, I can't figure out what's going on. Is it a boyfriend or a
Right.
husband? Because the
Because
sister
we
clearly
definitely
said that I
we
believe that her
definitely
new
had.
boyfriend or her boyfriend is doing something, holding her hostage. So
Right.
what is it? Is it a boyfriend or is it the husband? What's going
I
on?
thought I thought I knew until today. I was certain because I saw the marriage certificate. So
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely certain until
Right.
I got the Sun article, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking in the US Sun, and they're talking about, they're still engaged and they're going to have this very small wedding, and she wants it to be somewhere tropical. And I'm
What?
like, "Hold up. How you engaged to be married? Did you get married last year?" So now I'm looking for
Right.
divorce records because I'm like, this don't make sense. This is not adding up.
So
So it's
maybe
a lie somewhere. Somebody is telling
her
around a lie.
original husband, maybe they're estranged from each
Mhm.
other, maybe they've been separated, maybe something happened behind closed doors where they got everything like squashed and now she's moved on with someone else. You never know with these folks that
You
live
never
in that
know.
sort of celebrity bubble, what they're hiding. They got people to
Yeah,
really play their hand for them, installate them, lie for them, so on and so forth. But again, I'm
yeah.
gonna say that the sister I thought was credible. I know there's people out there that's probably saying, "Oh, she lied. She just want money." But I think that that she was very credible. Let me say this, and not to
Wait,
name drop.
hold on a minute. These
Oh, go
people in
ahead.
the chat,
Go
these
ahead.
people in the chat are wilding out. Officials said her new boo is still married to his woman.
Oh
Is
my
the woman you
God.
talking about the woman in the picture? But somebody just told me, wait, millionaire said Larry pulled up the license. Yeah, I knew to look for the marriage
Ooh.
license because I watched his first. So then
Larry
I
Reed. I
went on,
think I heard the
yeah.
sister
So
talking to Larry
I looked
Reed.
on my pacer. I looked in my pacer, and that's how I found his criminal record because
Ooh.
I had the name off of the marriage certificate, but
Ladies, please, if you
the mar
can.
the marriage the marriage certificate, okay, I saw that, but that was
Mm,
for last year. But
mm,
this year in 2021, he had a stalkerization charge. Now,
mm-hmm.
some people were saying that that was his dad, but I'm like, then why would you throw your dad under the bus if this was you, stalking? That's your
Oh my
name. You're a
God.
junior. You're junior.
No.
You're not senior. So what are
Oh
you
my
talking
God.
about? Hold on, let me get Auntie on the stage here.
I don't know what's going on here.
Hello, Auntie. Welcome to the village. How are you?
Hi, you guys. Hi, Twanna. How are you?
How you
Good,
doing, sister?
good.
Good. Can you hear me, God? Can you hear me well?
I can hear
Yes.
you, but there seems to be a little bit of
Or
either an
static.
echo or no, not an echo, a static type sound.
Oh, do I
But
need to
we can
go
hear
out and
you.
come back in?
Um, it could be your connection. Are you wearing a
Yeah.
headset or anything like that while you're on? Maybe that could
Yeah,
clean up the issue too.
I'm wearing my
Okay.
earbud,
Okay. Are you using a computer or your cell phone?
a tablet.
Yeah. See, one of the things about streaming is sometimes when people are on Wi-Fi fluctuates, so that can also impact too. But well, we can hear you. Go ahead,
No, we
sister.
Let
can
me
hear
let
you. Go
me
ahead.
let me try. It's good, Twanna.
Yeah, go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. Um, no, I was coming in on the tail end of the conversation, and of course, I was watching all of this stuff about Kelly, and
Hmm.
I saw that you were live, and you said she gets caught in another lie, and so I was just
Hmm.
sitting there listening, and so from what I gathered, you're saying that the boyfriend, husband, side piece, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, he's the one that started the whole missing thing in the first place.
Yes. Yes.
Mm,
That was the
mm.
first
Okay.
video I played tonight, and it came if you wanna look it up or the whole video, it is the Hollywood Unlocked channel, and that is the one that says, "R. Kelly found guilty. Kelly Price speaks out, and Will Smith confirms he's in an open marriage." So, it was that video, and I was really watching it for the R. Kelly thing because I wanted to do a follow-up. I thought, "Well, Kelly Price is just what we saw in TMZ." No.
Mm, mm.
No.
Yeah, and so then I was looking in your chat and I saw one of the commenters say the Babbers, and I thought I was tripping. And so I'm glad I was the only one because when I looked, um,
Uh-oh. Where did she go? She
not
cut out? Oh,
celebrity.
Yeah. Say that again. I think
Kelly's
she's trying
got
to get
9
out.
husbands. Man,
They are so
she might.
silly.
She's doing it. She's doing the most.
She's doing something.
I'm gonna switch
Right.
this. Y'all talk for a second. I'm gonna switch
All
this and
right.
Okay.
see if this
Well,
does better.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to say this. Um, and I gotta say this because I'm passionate about this. Um, yesterday, last night, I did a video on my channel. Everybody's been covering the Gavi Patella situation with Brian
Yeah.
Laundrie. Everyone trying to figure out where he's at. But I'm speaking to my people right now, black folks out there that are listening to me. I did a video in which I titled it, Gavi Patella is getting, the heavy amount of, because I heard Cook, brother Cook's talking, is getting a lot of attention. Check out what the attention is. There's been 1.6 million people that have talked about her case and are focusing on her case. The police are focusing. She's getting all the resources towards her case. On my channel, on my video, and I would tell people to watch the video as I went over I looked at statistics, I looked at numbers, I broke it wide open as to how often black people go missing, particularly black women, from black men to black women
Mhm.
to black kids. Black
Yeah.
kids are going missing 37%, even though they say that black children are 14% of the total population of children in America. Black men have been missing at 1.5 million. Black women are being missing in the thousands. You had black women in DC going missing. What I'm trying to say here, Twanna, and to all your folks, all your good folks over here listening, is that while we are very curious by that case, there are still lots of cases of black women, black men, and children that have gone unsolved. In the case of Daniel Robinson right now, his father had to
Mhm.
hire or go out and get separate crews of people because the
Mhm.
police are not doing a damn thing for him. This
Yeah.
is a disparity. It is a problem. When we go missing, nobody cares. We don't get the media attention.
Mhm.
But when white girls go missing, it's a big problem. And on my video,
Yeah.
I explored that and I went into it very deep. It's a problem.
It is. It is. And that's one of the reasons why we got so upset with this woman because after she surfaced and she said she was okay, and all you had to do was pick up the phone,
Mm-hmm.
what is wrong with you, girl? You
Look,
don't do that to us in the middle of a pandemic and Black Lives Matter.
right. So for
Get some
example,
damn
Tawana,
life.
if you
Act right.
if this had happened to you, let's say you have kids, you have son, you have family members, what's the first thing? Everybody should answer this question. What's the first thing you're gonna do when you're coming, when you're submitted in a hospital and you go out of that hospital? What are you gonna do? What's the first things
Call
you're
my
gonna do?
baby.
Let
I'm
everybody
Ah,
calling my
know.
baby girl.
right.
Let
Calling my baby
everybody know.
girl. I'm all mama is all right and everything's gonna be fine. And just keep praying.
Can you hear
But
me? Am I
no,
good?
yeah, you're good. You're
I'm
good.
good. First of all,
Um,
I want to say, information man, love your show, man. You're a deep thought guy, and I appreciate that.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you. I
I
didn't know you
was
was checking me out, Cook, brother. But thank you.
Oh, of course, man. I pay attention to stuff that I think is important, and I think you're important.
mhm.
We don't agree on everything,
That's okay.
but what you're saying is important. That's what's important. That's what matters. The only reason I chime back in here is because I agree with you 100%. People are missing all the time in the United States of America, but the ones that are getting publicized don't look like me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a problem. And like I said earlier in Twanna, I don't know if you heard it. If
Mhm.
you are not the type of person that's going to be publicized and searched for,
Mm-hmm.
the other side of that coin is to be more of the victims because no one's looking for you.
Mm.
All right. Now, here's my example. And this is kind of a crazy one, an anomaly, because it was a white girl. When Amanda Berry went missing, you had psychics, police, FBI, everyone was saying Amanda Berry's dead. It's gone. It's over. Let it go. And 10 years later, she was found alive.
Wow.
Remember that.
Mm,
Right.
They stopped looking. She was
right.
raped, abused, freaking, she was a prisoner. She was watching the news when the news was saying she's dead. Think about
Right.
that. Think
Yep.
about that.
Wow.
Okay.
And I
If
think that's what
you
makes the whole thing with Kelly so twisted because, okay, you have this mad celebrity, even if you've been off the radar for a little while. And yes, we
Mm-hmm.
have the situation with the black kids all around the world, Haiti included,
Mm-hmm.
um, in these abducted human trafficking situations. But then there was such a public, even though it was on the, I guess the black level of media, but it still was a wide range outcry for Kelly that was misused. And so the next black child that does go abducted is going to be like, well, y'all niggas be playing anyway, so we wasn't paying y'all no attention in the first place, and now y'all got celebrities out here playing, so we really don't care. So that's
but
why I think, just as far as Kelly, it was very, very, very irresponsible for her,
Very.
and I don't know what the situation is, but the whole thing is weird. And it could have been halted way before now, but it seems like the more that the story is being read out, it just seems like more lies and more deception. And my question is why? Like, for what? I
well,
don't
let
Yes.
even
me
get it.
Why?
if I may, this is deeper than the Kelly Price story. I'm talking about representation. Okay, let's look at what's going on in the southern border right now. There's been trouble at the southern border forever, ever, ever, ever. Okay, but when's the last time you seen any Mexicans or non-black people being corralled by horses?
You have not seen that.
You
You
have
have
not
not.
seen that.
And the
But they
thing is,
did that to black people.
and these are black people that have been over in Tijuana for the last 3, 4, 5, whatever years. They've been over
Right.
there since 2015. So the
Yeah.
government knew that they were there. And let's be honest here. A lot of us are making the issue about Kelly Price because she is a name, right? She is a singer.
Mhm.
She's in entertainment.
Celebrity.
So it buzzes. I get that. But let's not forget the number of black women and children and girls who are going missing 24/7. And every
Yeah.
article I read, the parents are saying the police ain't helping me. The media
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
give a damn.
Right.
And
See,
that's why I got so upset about it because of that. Yeah, Kelly, she might be a great singer and all that, but when a cop stops you, you're a black girl.
yeah.
I live in the South.
But
You
I'm
know,
I'm
when you go
even
towards the Mississippi state line, the
I,
schools are still segregated over here in 2021. So you can't
I'm trying
you
to go
can't
deeper
send me
than
like
that.
that. You can't
Remember
send me
when
like that. I'm just like, Lord, it was a feeling like you're almost going in mourning again because you just expect the worst
mm,
to happen.
remember in
And so if
Africa.
we feel like that, imagine how her own family felt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is representation. Remember in Africa a few years back when all of those girls got abducted by Al Shabaab, African terrorist group. If it had been 2, 3, 400 white little girls, I think the freaking narrative would have been different.
It would have been different.
They
Because
would
But
have
I
what we
think
sent
got
the
that's
with
the
Navy
all these
SEAls over
conversation.
there
I
posters,
and
think
got
I
them.
think that's
you
the
got people taking
conversation where
those
you
pictures
guys.
saying, save our girls. Yeah, Michelle Obama did it. A bunch of people had their picture, took the picture, save our girls. Remember that? The save our girls. But come on, man. How much effort was put into that?
But I think that's the conversation. Like you two gentlemen, y'all have a great speaking voice, and y'all seem to have a lot of facts about that. I think that needs to be an isolated show just for itself. It needs to be dedicated. Just that
That's not a bad
alone.
idea.
Yeah,
That's a good
You
idea.
know.
definitely.
But I think
I
Yeah.
I think
definitely cover those
now I
type of
think
topics.
I think now it's just more so of the black
We're
community
upset with
who
Kelly.
Right.
who are interested or trying to figure out what is going on with this lady, that we all know and have heard her music. I think, the deeper conversation is absolutely relevant, but we just
Right.
trying to figure out why
Totally.
every day is it something different and what is going on with Kelly
What
Price.
Why every day
And
right.
is
I
another
got you.
lie being
And I'll
revealed?
bounce off of here. I will bounce out because in my brain, Kelly Price is a small thing.
Right.
Not trying to hate on any of the fans, and
No, we totally
I'm
understand.
just trying. I'm trying to bow out
I know
gracefully.
Auntie was looking in the she was probably looking in the chat because everybody keeps asking
Yeah,
similar
and
questions
I know
about
this is a show about Kelly
um
Price, so
Right.
I
yeah.
just popped in because I just think that when white women disappear, it's a national issue. When
Yeah.
black people disappear, it's a local problem.
And it was totally
Right.
valid because listen, Kelly Price is a black woman. And
Yeah,
like I said, the first thing that we thought was the worst. So
right,
you can't just jump on any media source and start talking about one of us is missing. You
right.
know. So that's the first thing that black people got mad at. Not that, she been in the house all this time or whatever. It's like, why didn't you say something?
That's right.
Right.
But hey,
You
information man.
know?
Hey, my name's Phil. I'm sorry. What's your name, brother?
Information man.
Okay.
No, no. You can call me. You can call me Clinton, but I go
All
by
right, Clint, that's
information man
cool.
on
I
here.
understand.
You
I
can go.
understand. Well, dude, let's talk. I'd love to
No,
do
no.
something
Hey,
with you.
this is
but
what we're
I'm
gonna do.
jump
This is
off
what we're
of here.
gonna do.
That would
This is
be
what
a
we're gonna
great
do. Twanna
collab.
has now
For
my
sure.
last name is Clinton, so it's no big deal,
That's
brother.
cool. That's cool.
She
Yeah.
has my email. Do me
Right.
this biggest favor, brother. Twanna, give her my email, and then
Mm.
me and
Okay.
you we can talk and connect and collab and talk about because you're a wealth of knowledge, brother, and I want to hear what you have to say. I want to get you on the show for an interview, the whole
That's
nine
cool.
yard. So peace to you. I really
Yeah, man.
appreciate that.
And I wasn't trying to put you on the spot with a name.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But hey,
it's okay.
Twanna, I love you.
I
Clinton,
love
thank you,
you.
brother. And hey, I'll see you guys when I see you. If you need me for something, I always
Okay.
say this: if you need me for something, let me know. I'm here for you. And you
Will
guys
do.
I'm still listening. I'm gonna be in the bushes, but I'm
Okay.
listening.
Stay
All right.
All right,
safe.
y'all
Thank you
take care.
all.
I'll take care, my brother. Tawana, I'm gonna say my last word, so and it's gonna be
Okay.
on track of the topic, so that
All
other
right.
people can come
All
up
right.
and all that. I'm gonna take this from a professional point of view because I do work as a therapist and I do deal with people psychological in my profession. There is something deep going on within the family structure of Kelly Price. We got to keep this in mind that a lot of times we think we know these celebrities based on the fact that they sound good, they look good on camera, they can sing, but underneath the surface, there is other issues going on. She has issues because not only am I caught by the fact that she may have multiple men that she's been dealing with. And of course, men do the same thing too. So this is no
Yeah.
shade to women. We have men doing this, and it's a problem for men doing this too. But there's something that she is seeking out, something that is void in her. Because if you're not reaching out to your family, your kids when you're sick. That means that there's something internal that she's struggling
Yeah.
with. And just because people have kids and have these things going on and have money or whatever, they still may not be internally happy. Just because you have fame, money, and you have children, and because people can be very selfish, that may not be enough to sustain her. And she goes into herself, and her selfishness and her narcissism make her say, let me only focus on myself. Let me shut the outside world up. Let me shut out my family, everything. There is something going on. And I think the sister might be giving us some pearls of wisdom that there's something going on with a man in her life and in a problem within the family. We know from her telling us that yes, there is a problem with her and her sister. Yes, it's been going on for a long time. Right. There's something deeper, and maybe we'll get the full story sooner or later. We think
and
that
the thing that just popped into my head is it's so much misinformation.
Right.
And instead of doing fluff pieces, you would think she would be trying to clean some of this up. But every day it's like another, drop in the bucket. You got so much mess going on. We don't know if you're married. We don't know if you're, engaged or whatever. We don't know, where you are. Are you back in New York? Are you in California, in Atlanta? Why haven't you spoken to your family yet? Why haven't you gone to the police station and showed yourself in the flesh? Like, what is really going on? And why doesn't your husband, fiance, boyfriend want you around your own family? Now, per the Sun that we read earlier, she stated one of the reasons why she did not want anyone to know who she was engaged to was because you don't know if the family's going to like this one and that one and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, nobody asked for that information, but why did you say that?
Is it because he has a criminal background? Is that
it could be.
It could be, and maybe she thinks that the family will not accept him because maybe they have not accepted men in her life like that in the past. But I think there is something mentally, emotionally at play here. And this is an old saying that we say in the Black community. She might have had a mental breakdown. She's telling me and you that it was because she caught this monster organism out here, and maybe that is. But we do know in the Black community that we have people who are mentally ill and have gone untreated for their mental illness, because we don't talk about that in the Black community. We keep it as a quiet thing. And she might have had a emotional breakdown as a potential part of why she's been disappeared. So I'm going to get off. Thank you for letting me come up. Great audience here. Great guests. Oh, thank you. All right, sister.
Yes, awesome.
Everybody take care. Good listening. I'm going to go back in the bushes like Cook, and I'm going to listen. But everybody, please take into account that there is something mentally off with the dynamics in Kelly Price's life that's leading to some of this destructive behavior. All right, everybody, take care. Peace and love.
Okay, you too, brother. Twanna, can you drop the link again, because you guys were frozen on the screen, so I think I'm going to change devices. So can you drop the link again, and I'm going to go out and come back in.
Okay, I'm dropping it now.
Okay, let me see. It's not even letting me leave. It's just frozen.
All right. Hope she gets unfrozen. Daddy Cook says, I'm here. Sharon, clean and clear chat, please. Millionaire D. Well, TY for letting me vent. Now I will pray for her. Yeah, we're all going to do some, fasting and praying and, all of the things or whatever. But for those of you who came in late, you didn't get the full 411 on this video that we're talking about. Let me shed some light for you. I'm going to cue it again. Let me get past the R. Kelly situation. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and share this while we're waiting for Auntie to come back. Let me get the Chrome. Share the audio. All right, here we go. This is a replay for the people who missed it earlier.
Last few days. Now, if you recall, Kelly was reported missing over the weekend after she was released from from a hospital due to COVID complications that were revealed 2 months before her disappearance. Now, after speculations from her attorney and then her sister, Kelly appeared on TMZ to share details about what exactly happened.
I was never missing. I was never missing. I was in my home. I was being seen by doctors. First and foremost, with two people in the house with COVID, we both had COVID. There was no visiting. There was no visiting the house. We both had active COVID cases. Everyone in my family knew exactly where I was.
Now, after she was discharged, it was actually her boyfriend who reported her missing after a welfare check to her home. However, it was also reported that Price's boyfriend is preventing her family and friends from visiting her home in the first place. After reports started to swirl that Price could be missing, Kelly's sister hopped on an interview, sharing that she had not heard from her sister in well over a month, saying she just wants to make sure she's okay.
My sister, I don't know. Just please, Kelly, if you okay. I mean, please just show up. Go to the cops, do something. But we have to see you physically.
Now, following that interview, her attorney actually hopped on social media to dispute the claims, saying that she had actually spoken to Kelly and that she was in the process of healing. As of now, there has been no word as to why she was reported missing or if she's spoken to her family, but as the story develops, we will continue to keep you up to date.
All right, guys. So you heard it. This is the stuff that we're talking about. Um, it's kind of weird because that contradicts everything that we heard yesterday and the day before. Okay. So, and this is why, we don't feel good about this at all. It's like, Kelly, what you doing? All right, Auntie, you
Ooh.
back?
And Tawana, I didn't even see that clip you just showed, but the
Mhm.
fact that she said on the TMZ thing, okay, her and her husband were at home, and then the clip just showed the husband reported when they couldn't find her at the welfare check. It's like, where was he
Mhm.
at? Like, okay, if this
He
is
was
like a
outside.
stunt,
He, he was outside with the police. Okay,
or
he couldn't get in.
but I mean, okay, well then what was the reasoning for her to say they were both in the house? And it's just
I
like
don't
this,
know.
a stunt. I don't. If it's a stunt, I mean, come on. She's been in the game long enough to be able to carry a lot. She's been on shows. She's acted. You got to be a better actress than this, if that's what you're trying to carry on for a stunt.
Way
But
more.
I don't. I really don't think that's it. From what I'm getting, especially with
Yeah.
the contradictory things that are coming up about the boyfriend and the husband, it really seems
Mhm.
like that she's in a very toxic, abusive situation,
Yeah.
and
One
that
thing
he
for sure, he can't be in the house with her and outside the house trying to get in. Because if he was inside the house, there wouldn't have been a reason for the welfare check. He's the one that did the missing persons report. So if he was in the house with Kelly and both of them have COVID, he wouldn't have been there would have been no reason for him to call
will.
the police and do a welfare check.
I just thought about something. What if she was in the house scared and called the police? Or she was in the house and locked him out, and he called the police under the guise that it's a welfare check, but he just wanted entry
Yeah.
into the house.
I said that earlier. Like he can't get in the house. I don't know where his house keys are, but if y'all are married, everybody's got keys, to the dwelling place. But something happened to where, either he couldn't get in, they got into it, he couldn't get in the house, or, maybe I don't know, he thought she was passed out or something. Like I don't know, but it's a
No,
lot.
that's not
It's
making
too much.
sense, and I really feel like he's taking the opportune time. It's almost like he's striking when she's most vulnerable. Because okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know about the May 2020 marriage. I thought it was October 31st. So see, like every day, like we said something else. But if I was seeing reports that it was 2 days after her mom passed that they got married. So I'm like, okay, he took advantage then. She's vulnerable. Whether she contributed to the funeral or not, or was close to her mother, is still her mother. So and do you even know if that's true, that she really didn't contact her mother or didn't really have a fair relationship with her mother? Is that true?
I don't know. I wish I did know because that could shed some light. She seemed, really tore up and distraught about her grandmother.
Right.
But as far as her, she did mention the mother in the Sun article very quickly, but it wasn't like a lingering, "Oh, I miss her so much," whatever. Like, basically, you buried your mom and then you went and married the guy that your family hates. So now we don't even know if the family hates this man or not. And then according to people in the chat, she just got married in November of last year. So if that's the case, who is this guy that she married last May in 2020? But she told the Sun fiance. Last night she told TMZ husband.
Husband, right?
But of course, in the
And
video we just saw, he's a boyfriend.
but I
The
think
boyfriend, the
that
boyfriend called.
when did that article that you're sharing on the screen? When did that article come out today?
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
this
so
is
they're
on
still
YouTube
referring
and
to him as boyfriend. I don't
mhm.
know. Maybe it's
And this is the
misinformation.
first picture. This is the first picture that I've ever seen of those two together, but he's still hiding his face. So I was like, you told the Sun that you didn't want anybody to know who you were in a relationship with. So now you're just doing teasers. You just being, silly. That's fine. You can do what you want. You're grown. But at the end of the day, you're ruining your reputation with your fans and you look stupid.
Yeah, she's ruining her reputation, and if she ever comes into a situation where she is really in dire, well, I really think she's in dire straits now. But I think I guess we can take for granted that, a celebrity having different resources, but I guess again, you have to be in the right mental frame of mind to be able to want to reach out to those resources. But it's really going to look bad if something happens to her, God forbid, because of all of the misinformation and all of this and that. But that's why I was confused about the boyfriend, because I saw when I looked up Kelly Price married the Roly or Foley. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Her 23-year
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
that came up, and so I just started reading articles, and that's where I saw the Terrell Babber. So I was like, now did he get a name change? What's going on? And so when I tried to look up for pictures for Terrell, he had the same complexion as this guy, very similar features, had a very straight white smile, like very good smile.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so when I looked up the social media for the Crump guy, that I mean they look very similar. So that was very, very
Yeah.
strange. And they were saying that her and the Terrell guy were, dating, but she scrubbed everything off of her social media of him. But it's just kind of weird that they, have those similarities. Like, I mean, skin tone, nose, teeth. It was just very weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think um regardless if she didn't want her business out there, whether it be the virus, whether it be family issues, whether she's wanting to just keep her private life secretive, private, it could have all been avoided by just making certain phone calls. And especially if
Exactly.
you know you are disconnected from your family and you don't have a close relationship like that, and there is any tendency for any messiness to go on, that's even more of an incentive for you to get in front of that. But to wait all this time and then the daughter manipulated. Now, a lot of people are
Yeah.
associating that with her age, but when she said that, I
She's
said,
28.
but no, no, no. When she said that, I thought to myself, well, if you're saying the family knows everything and you talk to your daughter, there would be no space for manipulation if you actually talk to her. And so
Right.
then I go back to the Nikki Gilbert thing when she was put on the story of how the daughter was reaching out saying she couldn't find her mother and all that. So where does that play in? Like, it's you're trying to put the pieces together, but when a lot of stuff doesn't make sense, I mean,
Right.
it just kind of keeps you going, like trying to figure it out. But, I really think she's in a bad spot with this guy. He's taking advantage of her with these vulnerable moments, coming down with COVID. That's another vulnerable moment. And he knew that she was disconnected from her family. And he probably knew very well that they didn't like him. And he's saying, okay, this is going to be my moment. I'm going to get papers on her. And, whatever comes after that, because there's no reason for him to have no record studio, or there's no reason for
Right.
that. Because when I looked up, I don't know if it was the Terrell or the Daryl. Oh, and isn't that a coincidence that their names rhyme? Oh my God, it's so weird, it's creepy. Terrell, Darrell. Okay, one of them like had a gym or something, and the other one was like a contractor or something.
So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, now you're okay, a personal trainer. Now you want to be a music exec. Okay, now if you're a contractor, now you want to be a music exec. None of that makes
Right.
sense. None of it. None of it. And I just
None of
really
it.
feel bad. What did you think about the? I know you probably discussed it because I came in late, like I said. But what did you think
Yeah.
about the different reactions between the Brat and Nikki Gilbert?
I haven't seen Nikki Gilbert anywhere in so long. I was kind of like, oh, she's around. She's like no shade, but I don't really, you know, I don't know. She seems like
So
she's
you
very
think
happy.
she took advantage of the situation too?
I think she did because she's been MIA for years,
But with
unless
that,
you follow her on social media. Brat is always in the media.
yeah.
So, but my thing is, and I thought about this last night, I probably, if it had been me, I would have kept my conversation with Kelly private. Unless Kelly said to me, call my sister or call my kids, I would definitely not have spoken to the press. I surely wouldn't have put it on social media. I mean, that just kinda now, everybody's looking at you sideways like, "Is this are you guys in cahoots? Are y'all planning this? Is Nikki lying? And why the brat get so, messed up about it?" And it's like, okay, now you just put a whole 'nother pot of messy stew. So now these people, got beef and all this because you were supposedly missing, but then you resurfaced. And then, of course, your family is upset with you. And now you got like, nobody knows if you're married, single, engaged, because it's three different stories of three different men's floating around. It just like every day, it just is more and more and more, and it's ridiculous.
Now I
It's
don't
like,
know because I don't
come,
follow
come
Nikki.
on, I want her to come on the internet and tell the truth and just put all of this stuff to bed.
I think her TMZ was her doing that in her mind. If you're talking about Kelly, I think that was her way of doing it. That's
No,
so
it.
odd.
I don't know what that was Kelly did. I don't know why
And
she
look,
thought
look,
that was
look,
like
Juana, what about the green screen? Okay, if
the
you okay,
green screen.
the
She don't
green
want nobody
screen.
to know where she's at. She don't want nobody to know where she's at.
But
She's
look, that's
protecting
still
everything.
weird. If you're in a undisclosed location, whether you're in an Airbnb or a hotel, you can go to a place with a solid background. Nobody's going to know where you
Yep,
are. That would have. How was a green
exactly.
screen or a green fabric or anything? How was that readily available? Like, what's really going on? You know. And with Nikki,
I know.
why?
She just
What?
had it on hand.
If Nikki is inserting herself in line, that's kind of a really big lie to kind of like, you know.
Okay.
But see, the thing with Nikki, when she mentioned the concert date, that even made it even more, suspicious about the boyfriend. And I'm just gonna say boyfriend because that's just what I first heard of him. So I'm gonna go by
Yeah, yeah.
that. When she was talking about the dates in Vegas, and I was like, damn, they got married in Vegas. She's missing tour dates in Vegas.
Right.
It just, and she's collecting checks, but she's not showing up, and she's
She's
with
not
this
showing up.
guy. So I mean,
Yeah.
I,
Well, this here that we have on the screen is the marriage certificate from Clark County Clerk's office. This is of Daryl Lynn Crump Jr. and Kelly Sherelle Price. They were married 11/01/2020. So this is where the confusion comes in. If you're not still in a relationship with Daryl Lynn Jr., who are you married to today? Because in 11/01/2020, you were married to this man.
so where does the May 2020 come in?
I have no idea.
Girl, please,
All I
a
know is that
mess.
this right here was for all the proof I need. You go up there, it's public record. Anybody can get this off the internet. It's public record. So why are you lying? If things are going to be able to be found this easily by somebody who's clearly not a professional, I'm just snooping. I'm just trying to see, I heard she was married. Well, apparently she is.
But see, it wouldn't have even came out. Nobody would have been looking for anything had this
Exactly.
situation had not occurred. So she probably took
Nobody
for
would be looking
granted,
for this.
nobody would have been looking. So she probably took for granted, nobody's going to be worried about a marriage certificate because, I'm not even showing his face. I'm not tagging him or anything.
Right.
So, but it still really doesn't make sense on a sympathy side, or it just and then to say that she transitioned and came back and everything like that. Um, I just can't see that because it's like um, it seems like that those are pretenses where the next to kin, whether you're married or not, your family is going to be notified. So it almost does seem like the husband in prohibited any
Uh-huh.
content or information getting out. And
Yeah.
really, I wouldn't have even said that if I were her. I wouldn't even put that information out. Um,
Yeah. Cuz she was saying stuff that you didn't need to say. You know what I mean? At best, I'm not missing. I'm okay, and thanks to everybody for their prayers. That should have been it.
and then
Don't
the
say
lawyer,
nothing else to
then
nobody.
the
Don't say
then the
nothing else to no.
lawyer. I'm
You
sorry.
shouldn't talk to too many people. And I look, we was about to say the same thing. The lawyer. When I saw the video of the lawyer, I'm like, "What you got going on, ma'am?" I'm gonna pull this up while you talk, cause some,
But
I
then the
guarantee
lawyer
you,
said, okay, she's on the National Missing Registry, and as soon as she can go to the police department and they can verify her, blah 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 blah, she can be taken
yeah,
off. Girl, can't they come to where you at? And
if it's necessary.
why when
If
the
somebody
initial
says,
report,
I think she's hurt, I think she can't come because she's hurt or something like that. Absolutely, absolutely, they will come to you. Let me find out where she's at. Is she hurt? Let me see what's wrong with her. Let's do another welfare check.
and it's like
But
now
if
with the
you can't
police
go, if you
report.
don't know where she is, don't nobody know where she at though, for real.
But I mean, it's a difference between you trying to dip and dodge from John Doe or me and you, and trying to dip and dodge from the police. Like,
Yeah,
if you're celebrity or not, with the police involved, I'm gonna want that dead. I'm gonna want that out. I'm gonna want that clarified. Okay, no, this is
yeah,
what it
yeah.
is, whatever. So, I mean, when it first came out that you were on a missing person, where's her publicist? Where's her manager? The fact that the husband and
Right.
the lawyer are so close in connection with this whole situation makes me further believe they in cahoots and they trying to, take advantage of this lady, and it's
Exactly.
all going down from there. But you know, if she needs help, she needs to do something about that versus trying to make it look like her family is just being nosy and messy because I mean it's obvious something is just not right with this, and it's
Right.
just not
Exactly.
right.
At all. And she's got to come clean with this stuff eventually. I mean, it's stacking up to the point where, okay, Kelly, you need to say something. This is ridiculous. You're just letting this stuff go on. You need to, you need to say something. Clear some of this stuff up. If you want to continue to sell records and you want us to continue to buy records, then honey, you got to clear some of this stuff up. Okay, the somebody asked me in the chat, are there pictures of the boyfriend? I'm checking out the Twitter link that we saw yesterday, and they're no longer there. So if you want to see what he looks like, you'll have to look at yesterday's footage, and it's probably around the middle of the live stream because they're not here anymore. But I did find her and the lawyer and her first she went on is it Instagram and announced that that she had COVID and all that kind of stuff. But the pictures of the man have astonishingly disappeared. I wonder
Wow.
where they went.
And isn't it weird that she said that when her condition got progressive when she first did get COVID, the virus, and she got admitted that she went to ICU and everything, and they discharged her because they needed a bed. They, trying to free up a bed.
Yes,
Okay,
they didn't have room. They needed the bed and they sent her
now
home with oxygen. No, ma'am.
you died and they're gonna send you home with an oxygen tank with no come on, you're a celebrity. I mean, not that anybody should have preferential treatment. We're all humans, but they
Listen,
they, they, would-
she
they would
died.
have a bed for
Did
Kelly
she?
Price.
But listen, did she die before they threw her out of the hospital or after?
Well, honey, if she had transitioned outside the hospital, this be a different story because he'd be on there with a Lambo and some gold chains, and he'd be showing his face. If that was the case. So it just that's so
Why
weird.
did
That's
you?
not
You
right.
see
That's
what I'm saying?
weird.
The, wa- the way that she was saying stuff, it was like she was jumping all over the place. We're looking for you to say it in order. You know what I mean? Like she was just all
Hmm.
over the place. It was like one minute she was talking about this part of it, and I'm like, so at first your husband didn't have it, and then after he was taking care of you, he got now at this point, if you've got it, I don't want to get it. I need to go get tested. She said the man, his first test was clean and clear, but then he started feeling bad, so he had to get tested. So now he had it. So both of you guys are in the house. Now, let me ask you, at what point does he get his sick behind up and call 911 for you? And if he could get up and call 911 for you, he could have also called one of your kids and your sister. It would have been that easy.
But see, then it's like one of the first reports came out. The daughter had put up a statement that her mother wasn't missing and she was fine. But if that's the case, why contact Nikki saying that you couldn't get in contact with your mother? And then if that's the case, why
Right.
was Kelly saying that she was manipulated if she's saying she talked to everybody?
Exactly.
Girl,
Because
please.
according to Kelly, everybody knew where I was. Your husband, boyfriend, fiance didn't know where you were because he told the police that you were missing. Ma'am, you got to before you listen, before you come out with a lie, all right? You have got to get all the facts straight and you've got to tell the same story to everybody that you're giving interviews to.
Hmm.
You got too much stuff going on. Hollywood Unlocked got one story, The Sun got one story, TMZ got one story, and your stuff ain't adding up. And people are not dumb. Just because you're articulate does not mean we're going to believe everything you say.
Right. Does the sister live in, do they live in the same state?
Yes.
Do you think, do you side eye the sister for going on like Larry Reed and the other publication versus going to a local news outlet first?
No, because she probably is a fan of Larry Reed Live. Larry was already on the air. So her coming on the first time was a surprise. We didn't know that was going to be her calling in. I was in the audience. She called in, and Larry Reed was like, "Oh my God, is this really it? Kelly Price's sister?" And he started asking questions. Well, then the next day, he got a formal interview, so he already had his. He was not going to miss this opportunity,
Mm-mm.
you know. And I'm sure Kelly saw it. I'm sure that she saw this.
Why not clear it up? Why, if you okay, you down bad sick, okay, but you admittedly said that you were a week, getting a positive, test result. So I mean, when all of this hoopla first hit, I would have been, like I said, where's her PR? Where's her manager? I would have been on the phone like, hey, I would have been texting my manager, hey, look, get in
Right.
front of this. I'm gonna have my husband hold up the phone and I'm gonna make a video to my fans, whatever, whatever. Why let it go on where people are speculating so many things? If for one, you wanted your private life to be so private. I mean, there are just so many reasons just to get ahead of it
Yeah.
of
And that's
celebrity.
the part that's messing with me is that you didn't want anybody to know who this man was, maybe because of the age difference, maybe because he is forceful. Nikki NY Nikki is saying she doesn't have to clear up anything. She doesn't have to. But why would you want to though?
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to? And I
Why
think
would you want to?
um
It's your
on a
career.
on a personal human side, yeah, she's entitled to her privacy or whatever. But once you cross that boundary of regular John Doe, regular civilian into celebrity. You've let us in. We've bought your music. We've followed you.
Right.
We've invested in you. So, I mean, there is a level of respect for responsibility that she has to communicate, what's going on with her. You know, I, that's just what it is. And just like she posted that she had first got sick, it wouldn't have been any harder. I mean, there would have been nothing to explain if she had posted at the video with her saying that she had tested and she was quarantining. There
Yep.
would have been nothing else to explain had not
Exactly.
all this other in between stuff happened. It's some stuff that happened in
Exactly.
between of what made it to where, okay, now we need some answers because this ain't making sense. We could have respected that she was sick and you needed some time, but all this other stuff in
Hmm.
between, no, I need to know what's going on. You know,
Amanda's saying that Kelly is no longer married to Jeff Roll. No, she is not. She said it months ago on the Breakfast Club. The marriage certificate that's on the screen is not for Jeff. This is for Daryl or Darrell, whatever he calls himself, Daryl Lynn Crump Jr. And again, when was this date? This was 11/01/2020. I mean, I just keep going back. I'm like, how did that happen? Like, what are you doing? Who are you with? I mean,
if
it's
I
like at this,
if I go and find out that her Vegas dates with Nikki Nim when she was supposed to be singing, if I found out
right.
those dates correlated with the date of her marriage, no, it's the husband. It's the husband.
Yeah,
It's the
it's the
boyfriend.
husband
It is.
for sure.
It, mm,
That is
mm, mm.
crazy. Jade, y'all are wilding out in the comments. Janet Jackson ain't never in life pulled no bull like this, so do not even put Janet on that level. I don't.
Mm-mm.
No, no. Janet never went missing, did she? She's never been. She was in an abusive relationship for a minute, but no. Nikki, none of anyone else's business. I feel like the video I'm about to show you was nobody's business, but Kelly made it everybody's business. See, you can't do stuff and then expect people not to respond. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a little, you're a celebrity. People like to know what's going on with you. I'll admit that. But um if you don't want something said or seen, you don't put it on social media. You don't talk to the Sun or the Inquirer or whoever. You don't do that. You
Because
keep your mouth shut.
it's a lot of celebrities that don't. They might post things to have engagement, but they're not really posting anything personal. And like I said, I don't
Hmm.
follow her. I don't follow Nikki. I don't follow Debrat. I don't
Yeah,
follow
yeah,
any of those. But I was reading she was a very active person on social media. So once
yeah,
you start doing that, you are creating a pattern for people to want to know what's going on because
yeah.
you've let them know what's going on.
They expect it. Like I expect. I wonder what she's gonna post today. People eat it up. And I'm just like, you knew somebody was gonna see this. So this right here is from July the 29th, this year, 2021, and this was her first announcement that she had it. I know it's gonna be a commercial.
If you are
Let
an
me mute that commercial. Sorry, guys. I'm monetized, so I can't risk it. I don't know you. Free basic plan. I just need you to skip me so I can get to the video. All right, here we go.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I am doing probably one of the last things that I would have expected to be doing right now. Wasn't feeling so well last night and got up this morning and went to the doctor and got checked out, went to a testing center, and it has come back that I have COVID after a very long year and a half of so much stuff with this disease. I am COVID positive. And so I am quarantined right now. I do not have to go into the hospital.
Hold up. Right there. And this is in July. I do have it, but I do not have to go in the hospital, is what she just said. Stick a pin right there.
I'm very achy. I have no appetite. I'm very weak. I can barely stay awake. Um, and so I am following doctor's orders and praying that this thing passes quickly.
Now, number two, I am following doctor's orders. So, did you FaceTime a doctor or something? Because you had said you and the husband were in the house together. But before that, remember, he didn't have it. Then he started taking care of Kelly. He got it. Now, both of you guys are in the house. At what point in time did this doctor give you the information you need to quarantine at home? Because you haven't been anywhere except for to get a test.
So that I can get back to normal. I just, well, whatever normal is now, I just wanted to be out there. So I won't be in New Orleans this weekend, and praying that this passes quickly enough so that my August dates are not affected.
Okay, so right there, she says that, hey, I won't be in New Orleans. And, her August dates, she didn't want her August dates to be affected. So then I can't remember which one of you asked for this. You had not seen the clip of her and her attorney, and this is that clip.
Work in progress because she actually has to have an in-person interview with a police agency for them to personally look at her and accept that she's okay. So we've made arrangements to do that, and that'll take place in the next few days. Once that happens, then she'll come off of the National Registry. Well, I want Kelly to focus on getting through this part of it because of the emotional aspects that she's dealing with, not only from the illness and the residual impact of the illness, but just from the sense of betrayal she's dealing with from her family. I'll deal with the rest of it. There are some conversations that we are going to be having with respect to the fact that this was a false report of a crime.
Just want to say thank you to everybody who was concerned. I want to say thank you for your prayers, for every vigil, for every person. This is a horrible situation. I would never misuse the justice system to push a personal vendetta or agenda that I had with anybody.
All right, guys, there you have it. For those of you who missed it, there it is. Chi-Town says clearly she went to the doctor's office. Duh. You don't have to go to the doctor's office to get a COVID test. You don't even have to get out of your car to get a COVID test.
No, you don't.
But thanks for that.
Everything.
Duh.
But Tawana, now that you had brought to my attention about the date of the video, I'm thinking, because we saw the rap sheet on Larry Reed that, June, July this year, he had those assault charges. So do
Yep.
you think something
Mhm.
went down to where, she put this maybe a faux, virus story out because some kind of like actual really, violent abuse or something was going on, and she thought it better to have the cover of the virus versus putting out really what it was. Do you think that kind of makes sense?
It kind of makes sense. Any, you know, there's a lot you and a lot of people in the audience, like y'all are on point and it makes so much sense. It makes more sense than what she's saying or really what she's not saying. Cuz now I'm thinking that she's omitting information because she doesn't want to say too much, but the things that she does says leads to speculation. So it's like you're really not doing a good job at whatever it is you're trying to hide. Like
Mm-mm.
for like, and I mean it was stupid when she was on R&B Divas, she was bragging about, her husband and they, did things the right way and all of this kind of stuff, but you told the son that you were 7 months pregnant when you got married. That was an unnecessary lie. Either you was married or you didn't, and if you weren't married when you got pregnant, so what? That's nothing new. But don't tell the ladies on the reality show, that you did it right, but then, oops, I forgot I told the son the truth. I was already pregnant when we got married. So she's not a stranger to bending the truth. She's not a
Mm.
stranger to bending the truth. She'll do it. She'll do it.
And see, I heard a lot
Clearly.
because I remember watching R&B Divas, but it was so long ago that I can't remember it because they were saying Nikki was even messy. Um, but if that's the case, I mean, ma'am, come on, come on, like no, like this ain't it. And I'm seeing the comments that you're putting up about the side effects of brain fog,
Yes.
all that different type of stuff. Well, if that's the
Mhm.
case, you don't have to tell no story. All really everybody was looking for was to see that you were okay. All you had to say was, "Hey,
Exactly.
y'all, I'm rehabilitating. It's been rough. I'm just trying to get well. I've talked to everybody. When I'm better, I will come. I will see you soon. Kisses. Hang up. You don't have to
Exactly.
tell no story." And for her not to have to explain anything, she explained a whole bunch of BS, or
Mhm.
her explanation just made her look, I don't know, but where's the son at?
He's chilling. Let me look at this. I wanted to say that he lived in Chicago. He doesn't live near her. But he keeps in touch. He's been in touch with his sister, of course. They talk all the time. Um, and so, yeah, Jeff Jr., he's 29 years old and he's an actor. So, I'm assuming he may be working on something and can't just get up and leave or whatever. But I'm sure that they're keeping in touch with him. Now, this is the baby that she was pregnant with at 7 months when she married Mr. Roll. And so they were married for 23 years. The former couple had two children. So the girl, the one she calls her baby, that's the youngest. So that's the 411 on her children. But the daughter, this picture right here has got to be, let me let y'all see something for a minute. That picture has got to be him because that's a couple picture. There are a couple on this. I don't know why I skipped that Kelly no, it was the son. It was the son. This picture right here. That's him, the guy that we were looking at on Twitter yesterday, isn't it? This is he's got his face covered,
But
but
see,
that's
there's another
that's the man.
picture, and I can't remember. But when I heard the name Terrell Babbers, I typed that in, and it was a full picture with his face showing, but they were standing in front of a plane. And I was like, now
Uh-huh.
that's weird. If she's supposed to be married to this Daryl, and I mean, it's that
Right.
outfit, he had that hat on, but it was a full picture of them, and his face was showing. When I mean, you can type in Terrell Babbers, Kelly Price or whatever, because that's what I found, and I was like, that's strange for them to look so much alike. The Terrell and the Darrells. I mean, they have strikingly similar
That's
features.
crazy.
Um,
And there's like, if that is him, I just, oh my God, my brain is about to fall out of my head. Like,
so it's
who
just
are
it's
you
just
with?
really it's just really really weird. It's really
This is
really
so
weird.
weird. This is so weird. Like, I've never in my life, I don't think there's ever been a celebrity that I was a fan of that had this much just drama to dig through. I mean, this is insane. None of this would even be on the table for questioning or anything had she just called her sister or her daughter. And I still don't believe what she said. My family where I were. If they did, none of this would be happening. Who it
And
just doesn't
and
make
she has
sense.
supposed and she has supposedly went off on Nikki for what Nikki said, but it's just like, well, if
But
it's
that's your friend, right? That's her best friend. So what you
but
talking
it's
about?
just like, okay, if you went off on her about telling the business, then that shows that there was a break in communication, and you weren't communicating to the people that you say you were, because there would have been no reason for the daughter to reach out to Nikki and then Brett talking about, she's so close and whatever. If there was my close friend, celebrity or not, I would have said, hey girl, have you seen the blogs or whatever? I would have tried to get some clarification, and I would have been like, well,
Yeah.
hey, if it's okay, I'll make a post or something, or I'll make a video saying you are right, to kind of like muffle the noise. But for nobody to really be saying anything, and for all this contradictory stuff to be coming out, why would you want that? And then again, if you are trying to cover up for any kind of like stuff that's going on in your relationship, again, that's all the more reason to get ahead of it because now people digging and looking.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree with it all 100%.
See
So
if you can
official
type in, see if you can type in
okay.
Terrell Babbers, Kelly
Terrell.
Price, Beyonce or something like that. And it's a pic and click on images. And it's a picture of them. They're in front of a plane. He has his same exact outfit on. That's why I was like, wow. And his face is showing. See if you can find it, if you don't mind.
Okay, let me
Okay, your
okay, I
computer.
see the helicopter. Hold on a second. I do see
Yes.
the helicopter. This looks like a different dude. I mean, they have similarities or whatever, but the Daryl guy is really light skinned, and this guy doesn't look too light, but I do
It could be
see
different lighting. Yes,
some,
that's the
yeah.
picture I saw.
Okay, okay, okay. This is very odd, super strange. So this she's wrapped up with this dude, and this is on Facebook. Kelly Price and her new boo, Terrell Babbers, icecreamconvos.com. What did you do with the other husband? Is that over? Okay. Lovey dovey and all that. Beyonce, she said. All right, where? There was another photo that I saw. Uh-huh. I just saw another photo that I wanted to look at. I think I had a better picture. Okay, that's them. I don't know, child. I'll be honest with you. Oh, here it is. See, who is this guy? So this is supposed to be Terrell.
I thought
So
that was
this
supposed to
this
be Daryl. I thought that was Daryl.
well, the gossip next door says everything about Terrell Babbers.
See, that's freaking weird. But on her Instagram,
Thank
this
you.
picture is on the Instagram, and that's if that's her current husband that she's engaged to, whatever, then that would be Daryl. Why is his name in these publications saying Terrell?
Don't
That is
know.
crazy.
See what I'm saying? Like okay, the shade room, Ashton Brooms. Who is Ashton?
Girl,
You know
please.
I'm fixing to click it. Is the press playing games? Okay, this story was by Ashton gospel singer Kelly Price attorney says she's fine. Okay, so this is a I'm not gonna say a publicist, but it's somebody that has a lot of information on Kelly Price and this man. Notice the tattoo on his hand and nose ring. Who is this guy? It's not. Hold up. Wait a minute. Back up. Let me show y'all this. Child, the pot thickens. Let me see. Where was I at? I don't even know where I was at, girl. Where was I at, girl? Um, girl, what is going on? Okay, I think that was it. Now, at Ashton, no. Where was I at, girl? Here I was. I was on the Twitter page. Child, I'm miscombobulated. I ain't even gonna lie. This woman got me all the way.
For good reason. It's information overload because it's like with the information overload that you have is you're trying to figure out what's the truth and what's not. And so you're trying to put all of the pieces together to make it make sense. Because it's like
Oh,
it's
girl.
like it's like even though we looking at Kelly side eye, we still trying to
Mhm.
find something to be on her side, you know?
Yeah, I just want her to be, like, come on now. Some of this stuff, we can excuse away, but not everything. Ashton Grooms is some sort of publicist or something because she has the 411 all over the land in these internet streets. And she said, notice the tattoo on his hand and nose ring. Who guy? This is not Terrell Babbers. Kelly's current fiance on the left and Terrell Barber's on the right. So is there another photo? Okay,
Wait a
what
minute.
she's
She said
saying is she said this man right here and this man right here are two different people, and she's absolutely right. This man right here and that boy right there are two totally different human beings.
But you can't be definitive about that because his whole profile, you can't even see a side view of his face.
Yeah, because of the shape of his nose, I'm looking at the lips, I'm looking at the skin color. Let me go back and see if I can detect any tattoos. I can't.
And see, you didn't click on the
Different
picture in front of the
hairline.
plane where his face is actually showing. And then when I went to
Let's see. Is there
the
one?
The Terrell
Yeah,
guy's
because this
Instagram,
guy right here, this guy in the shade room right here, that's the guy in front of the helicopter. This is that guy.
but
Let me see if
why
I
the
can get
guy
that
in?
helicopter
Okay,
back
well, if
up.
that's the guy in front of the helicopter, why does he seemingly have the same outfit on as the guy that's holding her around the neck?
I am tripping because I wish I knew. I need answers. Because the Twitter is saying that ain't it. This ain't the same man. Kelly,
You didn't
could
click
you
on
do
it,
us a
but
favor?
if you click on the picture and do a comparison of the one of her holding the guy holding her neck and that guy with her in front of that plane, I think that would be a better comparison. Because if
Coco said, y'all reach and get out of her business.
we're not reaching, we're just trying to figure out who the band she's actually with because it's weird.
Okay, here we go. Now, these are some of the similar photos that they have on Twitter, the lady on Twitter. So here is the picture standing from the helicopter. To me, that man looks just like this guy. Exactly.
And to me,
But
that guy right there looks like the guy in the car with her.
okay.
But you're
I
saying they're
mean,
two different people.
it could be. He just doesn't look like that guy to me, but it could be. The guy with the hat and his face is hidden looks very young. And this guy, the scruffy, face and, the facial hair and stuff, he looks like more Kelly Price's age and, I mean, she looks happy. I mean, she's chilling with her boo. Um, but yeah, this fella right here, just to me, he looks a little different. He looks like a little bit younger, and now this picture has got to be a lie because this picture says this is everything Terrell Babbers, Kelly Price's fiance.
What is the
Is
date on
that
it?
him? Girl, is that him? Well, to each his own. But you might be right. If that might be him, this guy right here and that guy right there. But that hat looks like a Raiders hat. So I'm going to click on it real quick and see. Gospel singer Kelly Price attorney says the star is safe despite being reported missing after being uh, released from Georgia hospital where she was being treated with the virus. Now, where is that picture? Oh, the ads are killing me. I don't see the picture anymore. Okay, there's Kelly. There's Kelly's video. Keep scrolling. Yeah, this is okay. That's a Raiders hat that the man has on. So that's a Raiders hat. And we come over here, and I want to say that this fellow has this is a baseball cap.
Okay.
It could be the sock. Yeah, it says it was something socks. I know what it is, but yeah, this hat over here is totally different. That guy standing in front of the helicopter with Kelly with the blue jean outfit on, that hat is Raiders. But the caption says, "Go away." Gospel singer Kelly Price attorney says the star is safe despite being reported missing. So she's not actually addressing who the man is. Kelly Price, 48, was reported missing last Saturday after being released from the hospital after a month-long battle with the virus. And then she's not addressing who is in this picture. Period. But clearly, he's somebody of significance. Price's family said her boyfriend Price's family said her boyfriend, Terrell Babbers, had kept them from visiting her when she was released from the hospital. It still doesn't add up because if he was the one that did the missing persons report, it just doesn't sound right. He did the missing persons report, but now you got this saying that
It
he kept
seems like
the family
when
from. I mean,
it seems like when she got admitted and she really got down bad and had to go to ICU and all of this different stuff, because I was seeing reports, and girl, my mind is like, because you having to keep up with so much. But it was one report said that when she first got admitted, that the family, the sister and the daughter and whoever were on the next to kin call sheet. But it's when
yeah,
she got discharged and sent to that treatment center that they were no longer on the list for contact. So it seems
yeah,
again that the husband did something sketch, and when she got released and went to this treatment center, he did something and probably included the lawyer and said, no, I'm going to be the only one doing this. And it might have been that, he was, um, manipulating or doing whatever with Kelly, that he got locked out of the house and the whole thing or whatever. And he called the police because that would have been his entryway into the house, especially saying that he was the husband. I mean, they're going to let your husband in, especially if you down, can't breathe right, can't really talk right, or whatever. But then again, if the husband called for the wellness check, wouldn't the police have found it suspicious that she wasn't seen? Okay, if her husband is calling for a wellness check, then he should have been okay with the police seeing her face and verifying that she was there and safe. There would have been no reason for her to be on a missing person registry. That's
I
weird.
think I feel like this guy that she was married to, maybe she's divorced from, and so this person, what is his name? What's his name? Terrell. Terrell might be the new guy, the fiance or whatever. But I'm telling you, on TMZ, she said my husband. She did not say fiance. So, I'm like, did you sneak and get married? Not that it's any of my business, but I just want to know because, well, it's out there now, and you've got pictures with different people. And then somebody just says she's a celebrity or whatever, and this is what they do. But this is a bit much. I don't remember any celebrity going to these lengths just to give people the runaround. I don't think. I mean, that's crazy. Come
It
on,
was
y'all, think
just,
about why we just now hearing about this. That's why no one could see her. I feel like this guy, because I'm looking at him on Twitter, he seems like he might be a little bit controlling. He might be a little bit, intimidating or whatever. Um, I don't know. I
I
don't know.
mean, we can't go we can't go by a picture because we don't want to
you can't really go
stereotype
by a picture.
anybody, but
But
we can go from charge
I'm
sheets.
looking
He
at
had
him right now. I'm
charges
just
from
like,
June and July 2021 that he had domestic violence and a stalking charge. We
yeah,
can't go
yeah,
by
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Now that's, is it the same guy? Is
But it's
this
like he got
the
married,
domestic violence man?
so that means she would have been married a total of 3 times. So where was the marriage license for the Terrell Babbers? You know, where is the misinformation between who she's married to or whatever? And I don't know. And it seems like, okay, if the police did come to the home, it seems like once they put that report out and it was in local news headlines or whatever, it seems like at least his last name or whatever would have been put as a person to say who they spoke with. I don't know if that would be the case, but it just seems like it would have been some kind of identifying factor to say,
Hmm.
whether it was her husband or whatever. Because when it first came
Yeah.
out, everybody was saying it was her boyfriend, as if her sister and daughter didn't even know she was married.
Yeah. Tasha says no, Kelly was dating Terrell back in 2017. She did an interview with the Jasmine brand about him. So why is he being talked about now? Like, why are they throwing his pictures around now? Because
Yeah,
what I
and
just looked
saying
at
he's
was
not
current.
letting, and yeah, and not letting the family see at the hospital. That's current. So why
Right.
is his name being put in there? Right.
Yeah, this picture is 2021. This is not 2017 stuff. It's on the Daily Mail, all right, on the Sun Entertainment. And all of those with this man with this baseball cap is 2021. The only interview that is 2020 is the one in the Daily Mail, and they reached back for those pictures to update, that hey, this just in, gospel singer Kelly Price, was you know, missing. And they've got the picture of when she had the mask on and then the picture of the guy in front of the helicopter. So this must mean that the marriage certificate we saw of that man, maybe they got a divorce or is a, they annulled it. If you can't be married to two people at the same time, that's bigamy, isn't it? So
You're
can't do
saying,
that.
so you're saying in actuality, she might be actually married to the Terrell instead of the Daryl.
She's married to somebody because she's calling somebody a husband on TMZ. She didn't say boyfriend. She didn't say fiance. She said husband.
And why
So
not want? And why not want that out? I mean, people. It's some celebrities, their spouses. We know who they are, but they still keep a low profile.
yeah, yeah.
Even if they are married to a high level celebrity. So what difference would it have made who he was? Like, why try to keep that unless you knew it was toxic and unhealthy? But again,
Hmm.
if you knew that and you are trying to safeguard that for whatever emotionally unhealthy reason, it doesn't seem like you would want all of this out for people to be speculating and not having it. If you trying to put something to bed, put one story out, talk to one source, and let that be it, and make it straight. Don't
I
have
think
all this.
so.
Don't have all
That
these
would
other
be smart.
yeah, don't have all these other people questioning, and then where it kind of seems like, well, okay, why is this person saying this, and what motive would they have to say this? It's kind of weird and crazy, but I mean, I guess the saga continues, but it's not looking good for Kelly, and I hope she's safe. And
Yeah,
even
I
if it's
agree.
something that we don't understand, I hope,
Right.
she's well and that everything comes out positive for her. But,
Right.
until some stuff start making sense, I'm still gonna be like, what? But I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it either. But
For sure
Tawana
not.
girl, I thank you for having me up. Love
Thank
it.
you for coming.
Yes,
Thank
and,
you so
and I'm
much.
gonna
This was fun.
yes, and I'm gonna drop down. Okay, see you later.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
bye.
All right, let me go to some of the comments before we get out of here. By the way, we've been on for 3 hours and 16 minutes, and I have loved every minute of it. If you forgot to hit the thumbs up, please do so because it helps the channel out. And your girl is trying to make it to 100,000 by next year, January. We're going to put that in the atmosphere. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because it's free and y'all won't be disappointed. Amanda says either way, the root of her issues is money. I can see that if she's, doing this for attention, she's trying to get her name back out there. Nisha, hi. What name was on the marriage certificate? Her and Daryl Crump. That's who she's married to. But that was in 2020. And people are telling me that she's married to somebody else. Hey, Jess, what did he do? Domestic violence. He has charges against him for domestic violence and stalking. That's what Daryl Crump did. As far as I know, I just now found out about this Terrell guy. But somebody just said in the chat that he was old news, 2017. So at this point, I'm gonna wait for Kelly to clear up her mess so we can all know what's going on. But like Auntie said, I'm not gonna miss no sleep over it. But I would like to know, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. I'm a church girl. I love Kelly Price's voice. I was excited when she was on, Sunday's Best. I'm like, that's my girl. And when you find out stuff like this, it would have been different if I had have seen, hey, I've got, Miss Rona and, y'all pray for me on Instagram or something like that. And then you turn around and, the fiance, boyfriend, husband person says, you know, well, she's not answering the door, she's not in her car, she's not answering the phone. So I think I need to file a missing persons report. And he would do that outside of talking to her sister and her children. So I still stand by what I said last night. He overstepped his boundaries, I do believe, especially if they're not even married yet. But like I said, she told the Sun earlier this year that he was a fiance. But last night she told TMZ that that was a husband. So if it's a lie, Kelly Price told it, because all of that came from her mouth. Every stick of this stuff came from Kelly Price. None of this stuff was fabricated. None of this stuff was made up. If it was between Kelly Price and whoever she did the interviews with. In this case, it would be the Sun, the U.S. Sun, and it would be Hollywood unlocked or unleashed or whatever, and it would be TMZ. So let's check out some more of you guys' comments. Official says Terrell was reportedly dating Kelly, while her current Instagram profile has no picture of him. Several reports suggest that they were spotted spending a lot of time together this year on her Instagram. So she's spending time with Terrell. And so Daryl is out and Terrell is in. Jada, people would be held hostage till they got some answers, and the house would be collateral damage as a direct result of not getting answers. And I'm like, you know, all of this stuff could be cleared up if you just come forth and tell the truth. All of this stuff, it's almost like some people like drama, though. You know what I'm saying? Some people really like drama. They really do. And they get a high out of stuff like this, seeing, their name in the public's eye and all that kind of stuff. But I'm hoping that this is not one of those times because, like I said, when I heard Kelly Price was missing, my heart dropped and I immediately thought the worst because, of what we've been dealing with, and it just was really a shaky, situation. It's like, oh my God, like, if they did something to, Kelly, like this is, because she's a celebrity, like now they have to pay attention to this. And that's why it was so critical for everybody because it's like she's got to be okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're praying for Kelly and everything, and then she pops up and it's like, oh, I was never missing. I was never in danger. I'm not in danger now, and I was never in danger. I'm not missing, and my family knew exactly where I was. So now I want to see you check your husband, boyfriend, fiance person. Check him and be like, why did you put the missing persons report out on me? Because you thought Kelly Price did it. It was your sister who did it. But unfortunately, the press got wind of it. They probably saw, the paperwork and everything, public record, and found out that, well, your sister was not the one and your daughter was not manipulated. It was your man that put this in motion. And all you had to do was stop it, and you did not. If your boyfriend that you are shacking up with or you live with or whatever it is you're doing, you see this man more than you see your family, obviously. And that's cool, that's your business. But if he says Kelly's missing, of course, the family is going to be like, "What?" Because y'all are a couple, y'all are together. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm saying? It's got to make sense. If the man that you're in a relationship with and you claim you've been with him planning a wedding for 2 years says to anybody, Kelly is missing, of course they're going to take his word for it. Now that we know that he's the one that, went ahead and filed the missing persons report, how are you going to handle this situation? Seems like you owe some more people some apologies because your sister didn't do this. And that means that what were you talking about when you said that your daughter was easily manipulated? No, no, she's not easily manipulated. She wasn't manipulated at all. If she was, it was by your man because he's the one that said you were missing. Official says in an interview with Madame Muir, which was conducted in March 2021, Kelly revealed that she was engaged. I saw that too, but she didn't disclose any further details about her fiance. Exactly, and that was in the Sun. So I saw that. Um, OMG, I have never been so irritated in such foolishness before. Don't know why this story is so intriguing to me. because it could have been so much worse. And now that we know, you know, she's okay and she was just too lazy to pick the phone up or whatever, that's, I think, why we're irritated. And that's why this is like, ugh, like, what are you doing? Amanda says, or where did y'all hear that he filed the report? The video here on YouTube that I played for you earlier, um, it is by the Hollywood Unlocked, and this video specifically said he was the one that did the missing persons report, and it was reported to them that he also is the same person that's keeping the family away. So that video that we showed earlier, that's where that came from. Is she really okay though? Um, Reportedly, nobody is gonna say that she's okay until she materializes. When somebody sees her in the flesh, like her sister, her kids, whoever this man is she's with, somebody, the police, they want to see Kelly, walk in the flesh and be like, yes, she's okay, she's not missing. Because like I said, and I agree with that in a way, because I mean, I somebody could be right over here or over there holding a gun to my head and you would never know it. Now, when she did the initial "I'm okay" interview with TMZ, the green screen was behind her. So if she was being threatened, this is just hypothetical. This is totally hypothetical. If she was being threatened or if something was wrong, we wouldn't know it anyway because she's on green screen for the interview. So all I'm saying is, Kelly, you have to step forth and make all of this right. Otherwise, people are going to speculate. I'm sure it's going to piss you off because you get irritated really easily. But you can put a stop to all of this and just say what it is. This is what it is, and be done with it. I mean, even if you come forth and tell people to shut up, okay, well, she don't want us to know, and you just leave people to their own imagination or whatever, okay? But say something besides, I was never missing. Because according to your man, you were missing. Just saying. Uh, People want to talk for hours looking for what's true, but when it's put in your face, most can't handle it. Why are people perish for lack of knowledge? That's interesting. I wish I had the knowledge of knowing that Kelly Price is really okay. She's not in an abusive relationship. I want to know why the man is keeping her from her children and her family. I think that right there would be knowledge that we would all appreciate, because like I said yesterday, when you're fans of somebody, you actually build this, I care for that person. Remember how you felt when you fell in love with Prince and Michael Jackson and Luther Vandross and all of these people, Shaka Khan and Vesta, and just all of the greats, and you fell in love with these people because they could sing and they had stage presence and they have energy, like Mary J. Blige. I mean, they had something, star quality, star power, and it makes you want to look for these people. It makes you want. I wonder what they're doing now. And remember how excited we were when R&B divas hit the scene. Okay, thank you, King Carlos. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing because we hadn't seen these women, and it was a time that, oh, guess what? We have an opportunity to get back in the public's eye. So we need to take this time. Of course, they made a fool out of the whole thing. It was a shambles, but it was somebody giving them a second chance. And so now here, Kelly is 48 years old, and we haven't really heard from Kelly except for on Sunday's Best. She's going through some things with her illness. She takes to Instagram and makes the first initial, um, video that, hey, I have it, and she's going to be okay. She said she wasn't in the hospital, this, that, and the other. And now days go by, weeks go by, months go by. And out of the clear blue, Kelly Price is missing. But you haven't heard anything from her since she dropped the video. Do you see why people are so upset? Anything could have happened between the time you announced you had it up until we got word that you were missing. This is why people are like, "What are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Why did you make us do the you put us through so much? All you had to do was pick the phone up. So yeah, Kelly, this is why people are upset because Black Lives Matter and we thought you were really hurt and we still don't know what to think because every publication has a different story. And that it is what it is. Official says the singer was scheduled to appear in concert in New Orleans that weekend. She did mention that, but was unable to attend due to her health. Yeah, she said that in the video when she was on Instagram. Scott said the devil is a great actor too. Okay, yes, he is. Official says Kelly's rep Monica Ewing told TMZ, and I think Monica was the attorney, right? Told TMZ that the Grammy nominated singer is not missing and recovering from the virus at an undisclosed location. However, comma, if she wants to get off the missing persons list, she's got to go and take care of that little bit. And I'm pretty sure she don't have to drive. You know what I'm saying? She could be chilling and sleeping or whatever in the car, or on the plane or whatever she's got going on. You know what I mean? But I do agree with the lot of you when you said Kelly was probably at a hotel, and that's why the green screen. She doesn't want anybody to know what hotel that she's at. You know what I'm saying? So that could be, she could very well be in Georgia and just be at that hotel because she's hiding out. She doesn't want people, to know where she's at and what she's doing. But at the same time, we don't know that for sure. Some of us think her husband, boyfriend, fiance is the culprit. Some of us think maybe she has something to hide. All in all, this does not look good for Kelly Price. This looks horrific. All of these things that we've had over 1,000 people in the chat tonight, and everybody had different stories. No, she's with Daryl. No, she's with Terrell. No, she wasn't with anybody at this point. Like, it's really a lot to handle, all because you weren't missing and you didn't pick up a phone. It looks like a publicity stunt because she has the power. Look, you can sell a story to anybody. People, the Inquirer, US Daily, whatever. But it's your story to tell. So if you tell lies, those are your lies. If you tell the truth, that's your truth. People would like to hear the truth more often, even if it's gruesome. So if you made a mistake, or a few mistakes on down the line, hey, it's all right. We're human. We make mistakes. But don't lie to cover stuff up because now we're looking at you sideways. Like, do I want to hear this woman sing again? I don't know because, oh my God. And why do you need a lawyer to be your representative? Where's your PR team? I know you have some. You just bought your husband a record label. I know you got money for a publicist. Something about the lawyer is off. It did not seem personable. She was not there to be personable, millionaire. She was there because she got paid a retainer and she needed to put the fear in Kelly's family's, heart. But how are you feeling now that, oh, well, now we know the boyfriend actually put the missing persons report? See, there's something about that guy that she's with that people don't like. This doesn't look good. I wouldn't go to your concert right now until you made an appearance and cleared stuff up. I wouldn't buy your CDs. I'm not going to patronize you until you clear some things up. Period. I'm not going to waste my money and my time. You know what I'm saying? I'll miss you. But even Michael Jackson was truthful with his facial, surgeries. I mean, come on. Like, dude, give us a break. We love you. Your voice is awesome. But girl, you got to tell the truth. and put this stuff to bed, put it to rest, honey. A lawyer is not there to be liked at all. That chick got paid. Officials said, how can a famous singer disappear in Georgia and no one notices? I'm 4 hours away from Atlanta, Georgia, and it ain't easy to disappear in Atlanta, Georgia. While in Iraq, which is said to be insecure, millions of women participate in the Arabian Carnival and nothing happens because Black Lives Matter. That's all. Keish, hi. They played mind games with us to keep us guessing. It's working. It's working. Cause girl, when I tell y'all we've been here for 3.5 hours, it's a prank. Kelly Price is pranking us. I'm being punked. And all of this is a lie. None of this is even real because Kelly lied. Victoria said, like I said, Kelly, you may not be missing, but are you really okay? And that's the question. At this point, now that we know that the boyfriend is the one that set this in motion, her boyfriend, fiance, husband, person set this in motion, then is she okay? Is she okay? Now I personally I don't believe the drug story. I don't believe that she pops pills and all that kind of stuff. I don't believe that. I just don't. Something in my gut tells me that's not true. I could be wrong, but I don't believe that. But what I do believe is that Kelly Price is covering up something that she doesn't want the public to know. The family might know a little bit more than we do, but she is really scuffling to not disclose any information about this man, whether it's Daryl or Terrell, whoever he is. She doesn't want any information out about him. Now, I do know that her old husband, Mr. Roll, she was proud of him. She flaunted him everywhere they went. It wasn't a day that went by she didn't say, my husband, my husband. So why are you hiding this guy? I mean, the press is going to find out who this man really is. You know that, right? The press is going to find out, and then we're going to talk about it, and we're going to be even more pissed. Official August the 29th, September 18, 2021. Kelly's family alerted the deputies that the singer Terrell was keeping the family members away. I mean, we know that part, but what we don't understand is why would he put a missing persons report out on his own wife, fiance, girlfriend, person? Anyway, you guys, we've been on for 3.5 hours, so we're gonna take a little Kelly break, okay? We're gonna take a little Kelly break and go to bed, and you know what I'm saying, and chill out and let our brains, just kind of marinate on this, you know. Before you guys leave, make sure you hit the like button, thumbs it up. I would more than appreciate it. And by the way, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know y'all love me, and I love you too. So go ahead and hit that subscribe so y'all don't miss the other stories that I got coming out. Cause y'all know y'all want to talk about it, girl. Y'all know. And guys too. What did you say? Millionaire child, I'm going to bed. We are. All of us are going to bed. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. Y'all could have been doing anything else in the world, but you decided to come and hang out with you, girl. And that just made me really happy. So I do love you guys. Remember to stay safe. Mask it up. Use your hand sanitizer, gloves at the pump. Remember always to live on purpose. And I will talk